Good afternoon from the Circus Sports of the Mint Kentucky Downs studio. I'm Ross Johnston. The NBA trade deadline ends soon as ESPN's Shams Charania reports that the Milwaukee Bucks have informed teams they will not be trading all-star forward Giannis Antetokounmpo. Also in some Super Bowl news, Seahawks rookie safety Nick Emanwari reportedly suffered a low ankle sprain during Wednesday's practice, according to head coach Mike McDonald. However, Emanwari is expected to play on Sunday. For all your foundation repair, waterproofing needs, visit USSTN.com. Breaking news at once on your home for the Titans of Oz. This is 104.5 The Zone.
Welcome into 3HL right here on Radio Row. We are with 104.5 The Zone, but San Fran style, Babsy, Yoro, we got a guest, man. We got to start this thing off the right way, Babsy. After you introduce it the correct way.
You want me to introduce him the correct
way? Yeah, I mean, it's our dog. You know what I mean? Bullseye. I mean, it's what it is.
Y'all don't even got to introduce me, bro.
Because you're home. You're home.
Yes, we do.
I feel like I'm at home, but we just in San Francisco.
No, I got to introduce you like this. Mr. Monday Night is in the building.
Yeah.
How about that?
Appreciate that.
Yes.
Big Bullock, what up, baby?
Chilling, man. You know, y'all got it. It's your world.
You in it.
Hey, I am.
You
I'm trying to fit in.
See, you know this town, though, better than us. So what have you been up to this week?
Oh, you know what? I don't really so when I come, my wife's from San Francisco, so we spend like a lot of time like with the family, and my wife's from Fillmore, she grew up literally around the block from the Painted Ladies. So that park right there, we spend time over there. Mm-hmm. So now when you get in the city a little bit, as you guys have probably seen, walking or wherever you've gone, it gets a little more gritty, right?
Every bit of it. Every bit of it.
Hey, they got the dope fiend.
Man, what? I'm talking about, it'll get stiff and lean on you and just stay there, too. You almost want to go, hey, you all right? You know what I mean? We had a dude.
Last night, we have I don't know if he's homeless or not, whatever. Anyway,
he's just out here.
He's straight bust over holding a full cake in his hand, like
no
trying
shoes
to come
on,
talk
tight
to
pants.
us. No shoes,
good?
cake. I'm good, bro. I don't need any of the cake. We'll leave it for you. But it was straight up full cake.
Eat the cake, anime.
It looked like somebody did that to him. It looked like it was smashed
on him. It was like on
his
face.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, man. It's wild.
It is wild out here.
But yeah, man, I've gone to a couple of events. Obviously making my way on Media Row.
Right.
With my show, Bullseye View, just kind of seeing the land. I haven't been to Super Bowl Media Row in like 6-7 years.
Yeah,
so get back out here.
Oh, snap. You did it naturally, Bully. You did it naturally.
Oh, snap.
She loves it. She loves it.
I love it.
She loves it.
But
it's so different now, isn't it? Yeah.
Dude.
So different now.
So Bullseye View, you hit on that, man. We've been seeing them. I had the pleasure of being on there. I'm supposed to be back on there.
Yeah.
It's hoop season right now, bud.
Hey, I already figured it out, man.
Okay.
You're going to do the SEC preview. We're going to run your episode back, do the SEC preview, because I feel like when I started off early, I was just getting it out there.
Right.
And, your story is one that needs to be reheard because it's pertinent to, what a lot of people go through, right? You go through, you start off, you're at your high, then you get your low, then, no pun intended, then you got to rebound. You know what I'm saying?
So do. Facts.
And
facts.
Obviously, y'all do your thing here, but I love seeing you on that SEC network. And then when they call you up to the big studio, my man whip his headband out. Let's go on that sleigh ride. I love it. And
no doubt.
The country's going to get to love you even more, man. You keep doing your thing.
No doubt, man.
Oh, we see you, too, on Saturdays, Dawn.
Thank you, Bully. Thank you. No, I will say when I worked that Syracuse-Miami game, Cam Ward won or whatever. And so we wanted to have a live camera in the locker room with Fran Brown because yes, I know it's always dangerous, right? But anyway, so he was like, nah, we're not doing that. And then I said, well, what about just me listening in on your pregame speech, and then I'll do my very first on-camera hit, and I'll just paraphrase what you're saying. He's like, oh, man, I don't know. I was like, well, I'm friends with Bully. I know Keith Bully. I was like,
drop the name,
you
huh?
can text him and ask him if I'm trustworthy and legit. I'm like, and then I'm thinking, I better text Bully and be like, yo, you better say yes.
Sure.
We own it.
So, yeah, but he ended up letting me in. I dropped the Bully, and he's like, yeah, all right, come on.
There you go.
And it was a freaking awesome hit, too, because he talked about David and Goliath. And what happened, look at the end of that game.
Yeah,
I
really.
mean, crazy.
I hope they could do something this year, because last year was
That was tough.
But that's what happens.
Ass.
I mean,
Yes.
I mean,
We asked.
the season started like it.
You got to have a
Don't blame
quarterback,
them, man.
though.
Go
Quarterback
Nah,
goes
for
down.
sure. You give the benefit of the doubt. But look,
Yeah.
I'm going to be tough. I'm like, you know what? I'm just tired of, the soft approach, right? So it's like, Fran's my guy, but, yo, have a quarterback number 2.
Right.
Yeah.
That you don't have to use a walk-on.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I think he got it. I know he has it together now. So we've had a
NIL
conversation. We've
budget.
had one of those conversations.
You had one.
So
Good.
I know he got it together now. But Fran Brown's a great dude, and I hope he's able to have the success that he wants to have.
He's super likable.
Yeah. Hey,
And very funny. Some of the things he said in a production meeting, I'm like,
I
well,
can
we
imagine.
I
can't
bet.
say anything like that out on a
bet.
broadcast. What do you think about this game, this Super Bowl? Patriots, Slay's like, oh, the Cinderella story is over.
Which is funny. Patriots and Cinderella story.
I know, right? But that's where we are now.
Yeah, 4 wins last year.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but then you've got the Sam Darnold Cinderella story on
That's
top of
really
it.
cool.
So
Yep.
let's focus on defense, because everybody talks about this is going to be an awesome defensive game on both sides, right? So let's focus on your expertise on the defensive side of the ball and what you like.
Yeah, that's interesting. I think, honestly, and I'm sorry I'm not doing this on purpose, I think it's really about the 2 quarterbacks.
Yeah.
You know, because Sam Darnold, if you look at his journey, the Jets, he was written off, then goes to Carolina, and I think he made his big turn kind of behind the scenes when he kind of got to sit back and chill and learn here with the 49ers and Kyle Shanahan. And then he goes to Minnesota. He balls out, gets them to the playoffs, great record, but he wasn't able to get over the hump. So they, it's like, oh, Sam Darnold, he is what he
Bust.
is, right?
Yeah.
But then this year he's like, oh, for real? So he came back with a different grit, and he got him over the hump into the Super Bowl, and I just believe that Sam Darnold is going to be able to figure out whatever puzzle Mike Vrabel puts together from a defensive standpoint faster than Drake May, who Drake May had a great year. When he came to Tennessee, he lit the Titans up. I'm like, yo, Drake May is the real deal, and he showed that all through the season. But in the playoffs, he hasn't been as eye-popping, right? Like they very much could have lost that Los Angeles Chargers game. That first playoff
I'm with
game.
you. I'm with you.
Yeah.
So I think Sam Darnold goes into this game knowing that he has a great defense and that, he's going to play a little looser. If he throws a pick, all right, my defense will back me up. I'll come back and get him back. Where I think Drake May, great story, second-year guy. Josh McDaniels has a lot to do with that.
Yeah.
I just think he's going to go into the game a little more uptight, not to make a mistake. I don't want to mess this thing up. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Whereas Sam Darnold is like, yo, I'm trying to break the Super Bowl passing record out here. You know what I mean?
Right.
So the defenses are definitely going to play a huge role, but I think Sam Darnold figures out the jigsaw puzzle before Drake May in the 60 minutes that they have to play.
I feel the exact same way. See, I've been hanging around you long enough,
man,
but I'm getting some of
it.
that knowledge,
You know
man.
it.
But when you look at it and the hire that was happening with the Titans, thoughts on Saleh bringing the defensive guy back in at the helm?
Well, look, every Titans franchise, well, not franchise, but every, I guess, teams that all the teams that have had success within the Titans franchise have had defensive coaches. You got Jeff Fisher. You got Mike Vrabel. Shout out to Mike Mularkey, who got that thing going. I don't want to overlook that part. But Vrabel held it down. He didn't get an opportunity, to bring in what he wanted
His
to
personnel,
do. But you know who let him do that? Robert Kraft.
So did. Yep.
So we
Worked
hope
out.
that our ownership has kind of learned from that.
Right.
Like, if you don't want to be all the way involved, then step all the way out and let the football people do the football stuff. You know what I mean? So I think and I hope that Mike Borgonzi is the guy. But to answer your question about Saleh, I like what they did as far as you talk about putting a team together. And we always overlook putting a coaching staff together, right? Look what Vrabel went up to New England. Yo, Josh, what's up, bro? I need some offense. I don't want to do that. This is what happened in Tennessee. I know you're the guy, right? So I like what Saleh did. Yo, Daves, I need you out here. I'm going to coach the defense. You got full autonomy on the offense. And then we come into our meeting, and then we just figure it out like that. So I love that trend where you got guys that have done it before, guys that have they're proven on their sides of the ball, and they know that this will be the last shot that they will get in the NFL. So I feel that this this coaching staff, and people say like, oh, you get a coach, he's going to be gone in a year or two. So what? Let's get this thing going. And coaches, if you're listening, the fans would like to see a product that looks like real football.
Come on, man.
We haven't seen that in a while.
Come on, man.
So I am the voice of the streets, the voice of the people. We need to see a real product. ASAP.
Straight
How
up and down.
frustrated did you get watching Titans defensive ball? I would say maybe 2 years ago?
I would say, man.
Last year, bad, like nothing you could do personnel-wise. Right?
Injuries.
You know what? Big Jeff is the man. You know, it's easy to play when you're winning, but to go out there when you're gonna, I'm not gonna say gonna lose, but
the odds stack against you.
You know what I'm saying?
When you're not great, right, as a whole.
And to be able to bring
man
it.
can't filter or sugarcoat nothing. He just can't do it.
No, it's not in him.
But nah, but to go out there and that makes fans respect you. That makes you a legend in the city. To go out there when the odds are against you and you just put on that mask and you just go out there and just wreak havoc. And it is what it is, you know. So it's been frustrating, but I feel that Robert Saleh is going to help guys understand the game of football better. And what I mean, like, for example, Cedric Gray, tackles, that's great. Now let's make some plays. Let's make some plays. And he has to learn how to make plays, right? It's not something that, you can fall into some. But I believe Robert Saleh working with Azeez Al-Shire, Fred Warner, Greenlaw. So he has that in his resume. So I think that could be good things, great things for the Titans defense moving forward.
There is my favorite, Kate Bullock, Bullseye View. Go check it out on YouTube.
I'm
Thanks,
the
Bully.
host with the most, baby.
A lot of great interviews. A lot of great interviews.
Including Slay.
Of course, yes.
Love it.
All right, thanks, Bully. We
Thanks,
appreciate
Bully.
you.
Appreciate
3HL live from Radio Row. Coverage is presented by our friends at Circus Sports and Durastar. Don't forget, check out anything else you need or miss at 1045thezone.com.
I want to tell you about Brentwood Jewelry. You've got all kinds of gifting opportunities throughout the course of the year, and you got a big one coming up. Valentine's Day is coming up, and my friends at Brentwood Jewelry can help you out. The Amamali family ready to get to know you and to develop that relationship, because that's what's important, the relationship. They've got an incredible selection, no question about that, including watches, man. If you haven't already heard, Nashville's premier timepiece dealer, Brentwood Jewelry. Not only do they have the best selection of watches, but they are also the go-to spot for pre-owned Rolexes, both vintage and current models. styles. You can own a fine pre-owned Rolex for a fraction of the cost. Every watch has been meticulously serviced to ensure the highest level of performance and is presented with a 2-year warranty. Maybe you're thinking about popping the question. Let the fine people at Brentwood Jewelry help you take the stress out of selecting the perfect engagement ring. They can help you find a beautiful ring in your ideal budget. Browse their incredible selection of one-of-a-kind rings or talk with their custom design specialist to create a stunning ring as remarkable as your loved one. For more than 50 years, Brentwood Jewelry has been proudly serving the Middle Tennessee community with exceptional style and exceptional deals every day. 7012 Church Street in the heart of Brentwood, just off Franklin Road. Again, exceptional style, exceptional deals every day for more than 50 years. Visit BrentwoodJewelry.com.
Check.
Welcome back into 3HL right here on 104.5 The Zone. Appreciate you guys rocking with us, man. Action-packed show. And none better to lead this bad boy off, man, than Marshall Newhouse stepping in. Now, understand this is 11-year vet. We got an 11-year vet. My brother was an 11-year vet. Ramon Foster played O-line. Man, So we got a bond right there, Marshall.
Right, yes, for sure.
Understanding that TCU analyst right there on the radio like ourselves. How you doing, brother?
I'm doing well. How y'all doing? How's your week going?
Pretty good.
Doing good, man.
Pretty good. You been making the rounds?
Yeah, making the rounds. This is day 2, so hopefully kind of wind it down a little bit, enjoy myself, and then get out of town.
How many times have you been through this?
I've done radio. This is like
gauntlet.
7 times.
Oh, okay.
Last year I worked for DraftKings, and we had our own booth and show with Trey Wingo. But all the other years is kind of just solo, you call it the car wash, if you will.
Yeah.
Just making the rounds. Yeah.
The big game's coming up.
Yes, sir.
Your perspective, which way are you looking forward to kind of pan out? With you being a former O-lineman now, you looking at the offense side, these quarterbacks, or defense?
I'm looking at offensive line protection and then the performance of these quarterbacks. One guy's young, one guy's kind of a resurgent quarterback in Sam Darnold. So, I think this game goes as Sam Darnold plays. When he's been pressured this season, in the regular season, he had some issues. He had 7-8 turnovers off pressures. It feels like he's fixed it. This NFC Championship game was his best game of his career. If he can play like that, or not even, he doesn't have to play that level. If he doesn't make the big mistakes, I think Seattle wins. I think it's close, though. Yeah. People are expecting some kind of like Legion of Boom versus Denver blowout. That's not happening. But if Vrabel and this Patriots defense can cause some problems, make him make 2 or 3 big mistakes, I think they'll keep it close. But their offense, to me, is a little bit – I love Josh McDaniels. I played for New England, and he was my coordinator. Yeah. He's got a lot of big game experience. Yeah. But this offense a little bit one note, and they need Drake May to do kind of heroic things for them to really be explosive against the Seattle Mike McDonald-led defense. So the game comes down to Sam Darnold and his performance.
We'll talk more about the Super Bowl. Obviously, you played in one, you won one.
Yep.
What are these guys going through mentally right now on a Thursday before the Super Bowl?
Yeah, the best coaches, which I think both of these squads have normalized as much as possible by now. Obviously, the week before, you're at home, you're practicing everything, you're in routine. And then when you get here, you understand there's going to be just a pop of energy. You got to go do media stuff, but then you do everything you can to normalize it as soon as possible to get them in routine Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Hey, hopefully they're hitting a little bit. I know it's this late in the season, you don't want to hit a lot, but you want them to still get the feeling of like, hey, we're preparing for a game. It's a Super Bowl, but it's a game. So Thursdays, depending on your program, you're banging a little bit, but you're installing, and you're back into that normal routine of like, hey, I'm getting my cold tub, I'm finding my stuff, I'll get my body ready. Most of the studying's done, and then you're getting into game situational stuff, and you're preparing for Sunday.
For some of these guys that are limited in practice right now, is that a concern?
No. So it depends. So Sam Darnold has been limited because he's had some stuff going on. That seems like their routine, though. Yeah. That's been going on for like 4 weeks now. So I don't and he's performed in spite of that. I'm worried about the Nick Emenawari news with his ankle. Mm-hmm. That's a big deal. He's such a chess piece for Mike McDonald and his defense, and his ankle injury in practice, I think, will loom large, especially because he's a rookie. So maybe he'll be at full force. We'll see. But missing these reps, preparing for the Super Bowl, him being such a vital part to their defense being able to stay in nickel, and he cover tight ends, cover running backs in coverage, and tackle at the line of scrimmage. It depends on who it is.
Yeah.
It's so hard to find good offensive linemen.
That's true.
It's hard.
Greater words have never been spoken,
Right? We're in Nashville. We're with the Titans.
Yeah.
It's been a rough go the last couple of years. Got a little better last year. But whatever. Why? Why is it so hard to play the position that you played so well for 11 years in this league?
I truly believe offensive line is a skill position, and if evaluators don't treat it as such, I think they'll suffer a little bit. And, the Titans have had some bad luck, too. I was there in 2020 during COVID, but they had a first-round pick. I won't say his name. You guys know what I'm talking about. Who, listen, I would give so much for just an ounce of this raw talent and skill and size that this guy had, but his mental.
He did have it.
He had it, but his mentality was not there. And when Vrabel has a high accountability program, and I just don't think those two things meshed. Obviously, the pandemic played a small part, but he just was not mentally and mature enough for that moment. And so you've drafting guys on skill and potential, but you're drafting guys on mentality. And can they be a pro? when you're not looking, are they improving themselves? Are they preparing for the game? Are they doing stuff in the offseason? You're not worried about him. All that stuff comes into play, and then ultimately it's such a unique skill set that, some guys might be big, but they're not good linemen. Yeah. And some guys might not be the most athletic guys, but they're a hell of a lineman. So I think Ben Jones is the guy. Ben Jones was the guy who you wouldn't – he's a really good athlete. Don't get me wrong. I love Ben. But you wouldn't say he's an elite A-plus athlete. Yep. But he made center look so good because of his mind and his technique and his toughness. Yep. Yeah,
it's really interesting.
Man. So you
Big
played.
Panda.
Yeah. I was gonna say, do we say his name?
Big Panda.
I want to be done saying his name forever. Oh, bless his heart.
Bless his heart. God love him.
I don't talk negatively on people. I just, I know what happened. I was there.
I mean, it was what, but it's interesting too to hear you talk about his talent. Yeah. And it's sad.
He filled up door frames. I mean, you just look at the guy, you're like, man, this guy should have been an All-Pro for 11 years. Easy. So.
And it's sad that it is what it turned into.
Well, Sam Pittman was his coach at Georgia, and we've talked with Sam Pittman about him.
Okay.
And Sam had a great relationship with him, and they got through that Georgia experience, and then, he goes to the pros and he loses that relationship.
You really are on your own, and you got to figure out how you function, how you can prepare, how you train, how you eat. All that stuff is when you're in college, it's kind of all there for you. Especially now with NIL, it's all there for you. It's paid for. When you're a pro, they expect you to be a pro, which means you got to take care of all that stuff and
yourself.
You got to take care of yourself, and some guys, that's the first time they've ever had to do that, to be honest. So,
Marshall Newhouse with us. So you were a big part of protection for Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah.
What's he really like?
What's he really like?
And how many people ask you that?
Oh, nonstop, but it's good. Like, listen, he's a dynamic person. I speak to his him as a teammate. He was a great teammate. I enjoyed playing with him. We worked really hard. We prepared really hard. But he also kept it light. I think as a leader, we were always trying to play to his level because he's an elite Hall of Fame quarterback. And so he led us in Green Bay to exceptional highs, and I just want to do my part in that. I don't speak to the stuff off the field. We didn't have a deep relationship off the field, but I know, again, he's a very versatile, well-versed person. He speaks on a lot of different subjects, some of which we bonded over, some we did not, and that's okay. But as a teammate, I think people would attest to in Pittsburgh. You see how guys respond to him. I just think that part to me is unassailable. All the other stuff is noise for other people. That's not for me as a player.
What about, I don't know, skill set? Like, we talk a lot about Peyton Manning and his process and Tom Brady and what they all demanded from their team without saying a word. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like, how was he from a, film room standpoint, game plan standpoint, communication? Like, was there something that stood out about him about how he saw the field or anything like that?
Yeah, definitely. It took to my, second or third year when I really learned the offense that we would have meetings where he would mostly run it, and it was all signals, nonverbal stuff with the receivers. And so I'm a lineman. Obviously, I'm not having to run routes, but I'm picking up. You've watched film of Aaron, and he'll look to his right to Jordy, and he'll brush his beard, or he'll, they had hundreds of those
Just
things.
little things.
That's
and
awesome.
That was them owning it and him leading the way doing that. And so, to me, that was a level of this is like the game within the game within the game that the best guys play. I mean, that back shoulder fade between him and James Jones, Jordy Nelson was unstoppable. Yeah. But other teams didn't know it was coming, and they practice it, and they were always on the same page, and that's such a big part of success on this level.
Competitive.
So cool.
Yeah.
Competitive.
So you're not surprised that he's still rolling and got to the playoffs and all that?
I'm surprised that I thought there would have been a situation where he could have kind of rode off into the sunset, having a successful moment, and then he would have felt at peace and then left football on a high note. Maybe that still happens. I don't know how he and McCarthy are going to figure that out. I don't know. So him still playing and being able to play is not a surprise, but I thought he would have found an off-ramp sooner than later. But listen, I think he still loves the game. I think he still has enough ability. Obviously, he's not as nimble as he used to be, all that stuff. But he's still got it all up here and still competitive as ever. That's the thing that separates. I played with Aaron Rodgers, Eli Manning, Tom Brady. I mean, the competitive nature of I want to win so bad. I'll beat you at checkers. I'll beat you foot race down the driveway. They want to win everything, and so that's how he's made up.
So Blaine Bishop works at our station and played a long time for the Titans, obviously, and he always said that Bruce Matthews was the greatest athlete he ever saw. And he said Bruce was just like that. He would invent games in the locker room to try to beat you.
Sure, I don't doubt it. I mean, some of these guys, it's borderline psychotic to a little bit. Like they can't turn it off. It's like this level of OCD, and so. But you have guys like that leading you, and especially playing the most important position. You're like, okay, I'll follow this guy. He's got the talent, but also he's just a maniac. Let's go do it.
Yeah. Marshall Newhouse with us. Before we let you go and all that, I want to talk about. So my husband, full transparency, is an IU grad.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Hoosiers, huh?
Yes.
Are y'all still riding high? Have you come down?
Oh my gosh, no, never coming down, because he's the guy that was like a football fan when they were just bad. Like he would go to the football games when he was at school. It's unprecedented,
just the levels of irrelevant that Indiana was to now relevant.
Most losses ever going into last season.
Yeah.
I mean, it's crazy. So obviously Fernando goes. He's going to be the first, pick in the draft and all of that. And now they have a quarterback that you're familiar with because you were the analyst for TCU.
Yes. Yeah.
So Kirk Sidnetti bringing in Josh Hoover. Is there a chance for a repeat for IU with Josh heading over there?
I'll put it this way. His skill set's a little different than Fernando Mendoza. I would say in the arm talent, ball placement, parts of the field that you can stretch and challenge, he is a leg up on Fernando, in my opinion.
Really?
He's not as mobile, but he played baseball. You hear about that a lot. He's got a lot of different arm angles, but he's going to make your go routes even deeper. He's going to make all of your in cuts, your slants. I know they have an RPO game they're going to continue, and he did a little bit of that at TCU, but he's got a lot to offer, and I think from a mentality standpoint, he's a very mature kid, very stoic in the best way, where he's just he doesn't shake, and I think adding him to this Indiana structure, this infrastructure that Kurt's built, I think he's in a place to thrive. And listen, I'm rooting for him big time. NIL, it's the transport, it's a different world. And so you got to get used to sometimes guys going somewhere else. And I think he has aspirations of the NFL. So I think this part of that move was with that in mind. But I think he's going to do some really fun things. I don't think the Big Ten has seen a quarterback like him with arm talent-wise in a while. We'll see how Indiana uses him. Yeah. But from a pure arm talent standpoint, listen, he was quietly a top 5 in passing the last 2 years. Yeah. I don't think people understand how good this guy could be. So we'll see how they integrate him in Indiana. But I'm happy for them for sure.
I remember watching him early on in the season because Coach Heupel up at Tennessee was after him. And I was like, let me see who this guy is. And the first game, he was dropping it in the bucket. I'm like, God, how did we miss him? I can only imagine him in that offense. So it's going to be fun to watch.
Yes, it will.
Great. So now my husband's team's going to be better than mine again.
Back-to-back years.
No, it's like 4 years running
know what Christmas
now.
will be like.
I'm an Auburn Tiger, so it's been rough.
Oh, man.
You were at Tulane, right?
Huh?
Where'd you go to college?
TCU.
Okay.
That's it. Marshall, you did a terrific job, brother.
We appreciate you.
Let's wrap this bad up. Marshall Newhouse, man. Anything we need to be looking forward from you?
Again, I'm hoping to call some more games in college. TCU again. I did some bowl games this year, so look for me on the radio. Tune in, the Varsity app. Sirius XM, and then I'm doing a Raiders podcast with a guy named Ted Wynn who's from the Athletics. So continue to do NFL coverage as well, and I'm hoping to be in the booth.
You'll see Mendoza
more.
Yeah. So you're about to talk.
We've been talking about it for months. So I'm excited, and Clint Kubiak, all that stuff. So I'm looking to do more and more stuff. So look for me.
That's gonna be awesome.
Great job.
Appreciate
you, man.
Yes, good stuff, Marshall.
Appreciate it.
Marshall Newhouse. There you go. That was fun. Interesting perspective on Big Panda there from 2020.
I know. Oh, but then it breaks
all the talent.
It breaks your heart even more that you know that he legit had all the talent.
And that's what we continue to hear about him having the talent. That right there, man. Good gosh. And you talk about us being behind and having to crawl out of a hole. I mean, we were set in a hole.
Speaking of a hole, did y'all see the story that just came down in the SEC? What? SEC will distribute more than $1 billion to its schools for 2024, 2025.
Welcome back to the top.
It's a $200 million jump.
Welcome back to
year.
the top, y'all. That's what they're saying. Welcome back to the top is where we're going. They tired of the Big Ten.
I was going to say, but yet it's been a different conference that's won a national title the last 3 years.
The last 3 years had 3 different schools. So the NIL has kind of, the SEC dominated forever, and nobody could really say anything.
Helps when Florida's down the way they were, Auburn being down the way they are, you know what I'm saying?
But the reality of the situation is it's kind of.
This is it. Better go get you some coaches that can recruit and can retain.
So coming up in just a little bit, Matt Jones from Kentucky Sports Radio.
Yeah.
I don't think we've had him. Haven't we had him on
Not since
while you've been on?
Nope.
This will be interesting Tennessee, Kentucky coming up on Saturday.
Big game.
Huge game. The last time Tennessee lost was to Kentucky, had a 17-point second-half lead.
Yep.
That was a come-to-Jesus moment for the Vols. How much pressure is on Tennessee to get this done on Saturday? I think it's going to be a great conversation between you and Matt.
Yeah.
But that's a night game, too.
Yes.
Both teams need this win.
No, both teams got to have this win to keep emerging to where you want to get for that NCAA season.
I can't wait for
be
him to
big.
come on our show.
Yeah, that's going to be good.
Okay, because I watch him on Twitter, X, whatever, and like he is just the I won't say meltdown, but a little bit kind of meltdown from him sometimes is crazy.
To be a guy that's on air and continue to be able to understand that you're a fan too, he does it tremendously.
Matt
awesome.
Jones coming up next. This is 3HL.
Welcome back into 3HL on 104.5 The Zone. We are still locked and loaded right here on Radio Row. And sitting in with us now from KSR, the following of his own, Big Blue. I hope y'all welcome us with open arms, us being Tennessee Vols when we come up to Rupp Arena this weekend. Big basketball matchup. Matt Jones, talk to the people, man.
Well, we'll open it up with some booing. But you know what? We own it.
That's welcoming.
Yeah. We own y'all now. So what difference does it make? Like, there's no reason to be scared.
Here we go.
Literally. 6 of the last 7 in Knoxville, 5 of the last 7 in Rupp. I remember when Rick Barnes owned John Calipari, and now it just doesn't happen anymore.
I just think, though, the hardest one to digest probably is the one that catapult you in that great #1 season that Pope came in with to go on to make it to the Elite Eight. Yeah.
Well, you all did win the game in the tournament last year. We kind of got behind at the beginning and never. It's strange to me because some of our worst teams are the ones that have won in Knoxville.
Yep.
I mean, you all have turned. In all seriousness, winning that game in Knoxville turned a season like 4 years ago around. Kentucky came in with everybody hurt. And then won that game.
Yeah.
And then they came in last year. We weren't playing very well. Everybody was hurt. Trent Noah had a big game against you all. And then this year, so it's been kind of surprising. But I think you guys win Saturday as much as it pains me.
Why do you think that?
I hate to say this because I love this. I love Kentucky, but I just don't think this team is very good. And I think that now to Pope's credit, they've gone and won 2 big road games against y'all in Arkansas. That Arkansas win is huge. But they don't have a lot of scoring.
Yeah.
And the good thing is y'all don't either, which makes it it makes it to where it's actually a good matchup for us. You all are very physical. We're physical. So I think I think it's a good matchup. Bringing the denims out. I don't know if y'all know that.
I heard that. I heard that this weekend.
They're bringing the denims out. So
like that?
That's my team of my youth.
That's an era.
So I mean, it's going to be ugly as sin, to be honest with you. But nevertheless, that was my 96 team. I think one of the greatest teams in college basketball history. So it's going to be cool having them out. Okay. 30th anniversary, bringing the team there, too.
Oh, really?
The 96 team, yeah.
Oh, nice.
Oh, it's really going to be rocking up there. Well, yeah. That's all.
Who was
that's
the
what
star
I got.
on the 96?
So it's Delt McCarty, Antoine Walker, Ron Mercer, Derek Anderson.
Mercer,
Okay, yeah.
That was all the same team.
Buddy.
Mark Pope. Mark Pope was on that team,
That's
too.
crazy.
Oh, okay.
You know, it's funny you talk about seasons turning around with wins in Knoxville. The loss Tennessee had in Knoxville, getting walked down by 17, 17-point lead, getting walked down. They've won 4 in a row now.
Yeah.
And it looks like Nate Ament has kind of figured out what he is. And so
you think it might have turned it around reverse?
Yeah, I mean, it might be the same type deal. I don't know.
Listen, I saw Nate Ament in high school. I thought he was great. Kentucky at one point tried to recruit him a little bit, and I think I've been surprised that it just hadn't clicked, but when it does, he's real. When I look at your all's team, the difference from before is there was always a guy or two that I just knew could get his bucket. Yeah. And then you also, what was the big dude, the European that killed us for the last 3 or 4 years, just graduated?
Big Euros?
Yeah, you got one this year too, but the one last year. Y'all had him, he was there for 8 years.
Euros. You had to be.
Euros Plavich.
Plavich, that was his name.
Euros,
Plavich. I'm sorry, you say Big Euro. I thought you meant Euros as in the continent. I was like, he's from Europe, Ron.
He was like a continent out there.
That is true. That's funny.
But Plavich, he killed us over the years.
So, listen, my thing with Kentucky, and you tell me if I'm wrong, last year I think undervalued was what the role Lamar Butler played.
Oh, is he?
I think this year, coming into it, not to go get someone to back up Jalen Lowe.
Huge mistake.
Big mistake.
Huge
mistake. Where are you now with this system?
Well, that's where that get. So here's what happened last year. Mark Pope had a team full of guys that could shoot, could fill it up, couldn't guard anybody, right? And they played some games. It was really Alabama. They played Alabama 3 times, twice in the regular season, once a tournament, and lost by 15 every time. Never really were in the games. And then played Tennessee in the NCAA tournament, who had a lot of offensive firepower last year at times. And Mark Pope was like, my system, my BYU kind of guys can't guard these SEC dudes.
Yep.
They just can't guard them. And so I'm going to have to go get guys who can guard SEC athletes. But he went too far in the other direction.
Yes.
He went and got all these guys who can guard.
Yep.
They can play defense, but they can't shoot in general. And so this team really struggled because they could not shoot, which could not create their own offense, and that really hurt us. Now, what's happened is always reached the level we hoped he would. Aberdeen's been better, and the key is Colin Chandler.
Yes.
So if you want to see will Kentucky win, when Colin Chandler plays well and hits shots, Kentucky wins.
I say it over
when
and
he
over.
doesn't, they don't. Because he's the only real shooter on the team.
Yeah, it's being able to space the floor. Malachi Moreno.
Love him.
The development of him.
Love him.
But you got to have somebody, man, to be able to counter him if he gets in foul trouble.
You guys, though, he struggles. He struggled in Knoxville with you all. He's not physical.
Right.
And that you guys are.
Yep.
So what ends up happening is we got to play Diabate and Garrison.
Yes.
And Diabate and Garrison are the two most inconsistent players. I mean, Diabate, they brought him in to be the rock of the team.
Look good.
NIL got a lot of money. And there have been games he's played 6 minutes.
Yep.
Can't get on the court because he can't shoot.
Right.
And Mark Pope's system requires a four-man who can shoot threes.
Yeah.
You know that. You got to spread the floor, and Diabate cannot shoot.
Yeah.
And that's really hurt us. It's hurt whether or not he plays. So we'll see. Every year when we've beaten Tennessee, some dude who's not a big-time contributor has a big day.
It was Garrison last year.
It was
in Knoxville.
It was Garrison. It was Noah once. It was Noah this year. The first game he really played was against you. Somebody's got to do that. The one to watch is we got our own Euro, Yelovich.
Yes.
And when he hits shots, that's usually pretty good for Kentucky.
Thrust him in the starting lineup.
I saw one of your tweets during one of the games, and you were talking about how this team doesn't have any kind of consistency in terms of identity.
No.
Right? Not even game to game, but like half to half.
Oh, they'll come out, against y'all. I mean, they'll come out. Back-to-back games, we were down 17-1 on the road against LSU and Tennessee.
Yep.
First halves have been awful, but in the last 3 or 4 games, been better. So we'll see. I mean, the schedule's really hard down the stretch. We still play Florida twice, at A&M, Tennessee, at Auburn.
Yep.
So the Kentucky record's not going to look great.
Yeah.
But get in the tournament, see what happens.
Never know what can happen.
So I follow you on Twitter, X, whatever. I see some meltdowns from my Kentucky basketball friends when it comes to Mark Pope. Where are we, big picture, on him as a coach now? Where is the fan base?
I think, first of all, y'all got the – well, I say y'all. Are you a Tennessee fan?
I am not.
Okay.
I'm an Auburn
I'm going to look
girl.
at Ron. Y'all got the meanest – y'all are the meanest fan base.
Vol Twitter is no joke.
No. I mean, on Twitter, I'm not objectively. Because at some point, every fan base has hated me.
Yeah.
All of them.
Yeah.
The meanest ones are y'all.
That means you're doing your job.
Yeah, in terms of meanness, I rank it Tennessee 1, UConn 2, Arkansas 3. Because when we were going after Danny Hurley, I got to see the worst of UConn. Right?
That surprises me on UConn.
And Louisville, I've been going at Louisville for 20 years.
Yeah.
We have like a nice understanding.
Right.
I don't really seem to have that with Vol Twitter. And they don't like my political beliefs on Vol Twitter, too. Y'all are very MAGA Vol, right? Or at least on Twitter.
Yeah.
Now, Mark Pope, Kentucky fans, they swing back and forth. But he was getting a third year no matter what.
Right.
Next year will determine. Now, there's some concerning signs. Has no recruiting commitments.
Right.
Not sure that this team has really worked. So how many of these guys are going to come back? So there's a lot of things to be worried about. But he's fine no matter what happens this year. But next year it's going to need to be good. I mean, here's the thing. When John Calipari blew it in the tournament, and he did, you always, though, had the hope of next year because you had the number 1 recruiting class come in. So you could go, well, we lost to St. Peter's, but we got
all this talent.
4 of the top 10 guys in the country. Problem for Mark is when he struggles, you don't even know who's going to be on the team next year. It's because you're going to get the portal.
Yeah.
You get all these guys, you don't know if they're good or not. So I think it's been a little bit harder for him in that regard.
But shoot, that is every team, college football and basketball nowadays. You don't even know who the hell is going to be on your team.
Can I talk about how much I hated this dude when he played at Tennessee?
Why would you do that?
Yes, please tell
Actually,
us
that's
stories.
not true. I actually kind of liked him. Our fan base, though,
Yeah.
if I were to rank the 5 non-Louisville players
that they hate the
Kentucky
most.
fans have hated the most. Not now. He's won them over, which is
They've been rocking with me.
crazy.
They've been rocking with me lately.
It's crazy
On Twitter and
because
everything.
when he played there, you remember you tried to fight Keith Bogan? Y'all went to high school together, didn't
that's
you?
my guy.
Why
That
were
we
you trying to fight him?
Listen, we were rivals in high school. I told him when we were
so
under the
good.
pile for the jump ball, he has a scar on him because I scratched him. I used to grow my nails out in games. And I scratched him. I said, you'll remember this
I
every
remember
time.
that. And you'd wear that
Everybody thought we was
stupid
fighting.
headband, and you wouldn't pull it down. You wore it like
my man.
I just saw Stephen A. You wore it like his hairline. For my guys.
Hey, man.
That's your
listen,
coworker.
but-
I know. Don't tell him I said that. But
guess
you'd
what,
wear
though?
it up there. But I will say this: all of our fans hate. I kind of liked it.
Yeah.
Because you talked.
Yep.
And you backed it up. You seem to play good against us every game. So I liked you, but our fan base really didn't like you.
He got a standing go, though.
Yeah, I know.
In Rupp Arena,
his
last game.
24-12
Because
came back out.
the thing about Kentucky fans is they do respect.
That's what I
respect
always
game.
say.
They
They
respect
respect
That's what I
game.
always
We've
say.
seen so many dudes over the years.
Yup.
Like I remember A&M. I can't remember the guy's name. A dude from A&M came in and put up a 50-piece.
Yeah.
And beat us in Rupp, and they weren't even good that year, and we were. So people were upset. When Cal was doing his post-game press conference, he walked through to go to the bus, and the people at the press conference, the fans
Yeah.
in the arena, because they respect, and they respected you, even though you were second to Joakim Noah.
I can
No
understand
Kentucky
that.
fans have ever hated a player. Leitner and Noah.
Yeah.
Slay
gonna
might
say,
be next.
Leitner's probably one
I
of
We
can
only
them.
played him
definitely understand
once,
that.
and we
Yeah.
play Noah and Slay twice a year.
That's exactly how mine was.
Do you remember
Yeah, it was a-
Kentucky games? Were you like good in those
ain't no
matchups?
question. No,
Yeah.
And then the thing was, when Tubby was on the sideline, I would tell him like, "Hey man, y'all doubling. Like, let me get them 1-on-1." So that's why I start stepping out and shooting threes, because y'all just gonna double me when I get inside the 3-point arc. I'm like, I ain't gonna keep doing this, but had some good games.
Let me give a compliment to Tennessee fans since I just crushed them. In my opinion, they just had that field of 68 rankings, best SEC jobs. Kentucky's objectively the best job.
No, yeah.
I would have voted Tennessee second because I think you all appreciate basketball more than all these other football schools. You know what I mean? Like I think you guys. Part of it's because your women's team was good for so many years,
Right.
And part of it, you all appreciate basketball, and I like that.
Man, listen, see, it's people like this, man, Donovan McNabb, who wanted to be a basketball player, but wanted to just poke at me the whole
Hey,
time.
Donovan, 96 championship game. You remember? You remember? Go Cats.
But this
Donovan McNabb.
He was on that team.
He
Played
was.
Kentucky
I
in the
told him.
championship game.
I
Yeah.
told him. I told him.
we were
I was
talking
like,
about what a
dude,
good
dude
basketball
used to
player
play.
he was.
Yeah.
He almost was one of the captains on that team. Where do you see this Kentucky team ending up in this SEC?
In the
standings?
SEC, I think they come in 5th, 6th.
Okay.
They're in 3rd right now, but the schedule's hard. So
Yeah.
I think they come in 5th, 6th, 7th, get in the tournament, 7 seed,
Okay.
and then hope you draw the right 2 seed to
Yeah.
maybe try to pull off an upset.
I'm praying that y'all have to play on Thursday. Because
We
it
play
will
on
be
Thursday.
Yeah, I know, and I love it.
Yeah.
Because it's
We
packed
just don't
in
want to play
there.
on Wednesday with all the sorry teams.
Now, y'all better not play on Wednesday. It's gonna be a
Hey, thank you
problem.
all. It's
No,
great to see you. It's
appreciate
good
you,
to
man.
see all you.
Matt
Yeah.
Jones, he's been coming on 3HL for a long time. This visit went a lot differently than the first time you did
Yeah, well, you had a guy named Clay Travis. We don't need to talk about him.
the show
We don't
SEC
need to talk
tournament.
about that,
We had
dude.
like 1,000
Stick to
people.
sports, and he ain't mentioned sports in 10 years.
But we had 1,000 people watching y'all debate.
Yeah.
It was incredible.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Good to
Matt.
see y'all.
Good to see you. Kentucky
Appreciate it.
Sports Radio. More 3HL next on 104.5 The Zone.
MedicalHouseCalls.com. Healthcare designed for your life. It's 7 days a week, Monday through Sunday, 7 a.m. to 8 p.m. Same-day appointments are available. So understand the next day will be guaranteed. It's 615-838-2375. You can call or text that number. So let me give it to you again. 615-838-2375. This consists of primary health care, urgent care, IV therapy, all of the above. The process is simple, people. Call or text Medical House Calls, and their teams will assess what you need within minutes. You book your visit. After a quick chat, medical providers will be at your door to deliver that care to get you back ASAP. I've done it with the mobile IV therapy. The whole squad has done it. They even came in while we were doing our show and hooked us up to the IVs. Vitamins, minerals, and nutrients going straight to your bloodstream to get you back to feeling your maximum self. It's so simple to make it happen, and you can be a part of it. All you got to do is hit medicalhousecalls.com.
Man, you got big games that you're watching all the time. If you're listening to us, you're certainly watching big games all the time, and you need your snack game to match your big game viewing, and Daisy brand can make that happen. Daisy makes French onion dip. They also make ranch dip. It is absolutely amazing. Great tasting, delicious Daisy French onion dip and Daisy ranch dip made with ingredients that you can find in your kitchen. No preservatives, no artificial ingredients at all. I enjoy eating Daisy dips with chips, wings, and veggies, and you can too. Make sure your snack game is up to par. Great tasting, delicious Daisy French onion dip and Daisy ranch dip in your grocery store.
Good afternoon from the Circus Sports of the Mid-Kentucky Downs studio. I'm Ross Johnston. The NBA trade deadline has ended, and 2 reported stars who were likely to be traded have not been moved in the Bucks forward Giannis Antetokounmpo and Grizzlies guard Ja Morant. There have been a couple notable trades. The Lakers traded Gabe Vincent and a future second-round pick to the Atlanta Hawks for Luke Kennard. Also, the Golden State Warriors traded Jonathan Kuminga and Buddy Hield to the Hawks for Kristaps Porzingis, who will team up with Steph Curry and Jimmy Butler. In NFL news, the first ever Australia matchup is set as the Rams will take on the 49ers in an NFC West clash next season in Melbourne. And lastly, in some Super Bowl news, Seahawks rookie safety Nick Emanwari reportedly suffered a low ankle sprain during Wednesday's practice, according to head coach Mike McDonald. However, Emanwari is expected to play on Sunday. For all your foundation repair, waterproofing needs, visit USSTN.com. Breaking news at once on your home for the Titans of Vols. This is 104.5 The Zone.
Welcome back into 3HL right here on 104.5 The Zone. We are loading up. I'm loading up, trying to, get something in my belly.
What you got? A little Chipotle?
Yeah, man, trying a little chicken
Little
and
snack.
lettuce and peppers and onions. Yeah, but that's neither here nor there. We're still rocking. That was a good interview with Matt Jones right there. I hope Big Blue Nation give us some love.
I mean, Matt picked Tennessee to beat Kentucky.
Yeah.
I'm glad he did, and I didn't have to do it.
Yeah, but that did not surprise me, though. Right?
No,
Like
usually
you
knew he would do that?
When he's confident,
No.
he'll lay into you.
Yes,
well,
indeed.
yeah, but would you be confident with this Kentucky team right now anyway?
I
I mean, they are.
Negative.
It is in Rupp Arena.
True, but as he
Slaves played
said,
there.
they can't shoot.
Yeah.
So, all right,
Absolutely
3HL live here at Radio Row in San Fran. Our coverage presented by our friends at Circus Sports and Durastar Ferguson Home as well. And you can hear all of these conversations live at 104.5 The Zone. Want to, get into some numbers, analytics, NFL data, draft talk, right? All of these things.
Yep, Sam Brockhouse with us from Sumer Sports. Sam, what's up? How are you?
Man, y'all are playing me in with the cult of personality. I was just walking around with Big E. I'm a huge CM Punk fan. So I've been
that's
walking
our show
around.
song.
Yeah. It's a great one. Live in Color, great New York band. I live in New York now as well, and then just got some Chipotle as well. So I'm ready to bring the energy, man. Y'all are playing me in. I'm excited.
Has anyone ever confused you for Edward Norton?
I've never gotten Edward Norton. I've gotten McConaughey in my younger days.
Oh, yeah?
And then the guys at the Ringer call me John Elway's son.
I see that too.
Yes.
Oh, my gosh.
Yes.
I can't unsee it now.
I love it.
Yes, that's true.
Yeah, did you have could you throw a football like Elway?
No, so I was a linebacker. I played linebacker at Tulane in New Orleans.
Yeah.
And so I did not like getting hit.
Yeah.
I like doing the hitting.
Yeah.
So the offensive side of the ball was not for me. I was a little scaredy cat, but I wasn't afraid to hit, but I really, really did not like getting hit.
So what was it
Make
like
run
to go to
fast.
college in New Orleans?
It was fantastic. I'm originally from Southwest Louisiana,
Okay.
about 3 hours east, actually a little closer to Houston, but that's Cajun country.
Yeah.
I grew up in Lake Charles, and then going in New Orleans, I'd been to New Orleans quite a bit as a younger person, so it was interesting. Most of Tulane's alumni is from the Northeast or from LA or California or whatever. So I was a little bit more of the native, but it was a great time. I was actually down in New Orleans last weekend with Tulane. They were having a cap and contracts front office conference. I was down there with them, and it's just a blast to go back.
I don't hear New Orleans
like
or Louisiana in your voice.
They give me a broadcast voice, but God forbid you gave me a couple Coors Lights. It would start coming out pretty soon.
You can always hide it until you can't. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
We got one of those over there.
We found out
That
last night trying to
Southern
order.
Tennessee accent comes through. Yeah, our waiter last night was like, "What? You want what?" He's
said,
like,
could I
"Bourbon?"
get some? No, I asked him for some honey too. I was like, man,
Oh, yeah,
we got
honey.
we had some bread. I'm like, can you get some honey though with this bread? He was honey dough.
Honeydew?
We don't have
Honeydew?
honeydew.
Honeydew?
I was,
Yeah.
No,
Like,
some
we don't
honey
have-
though, man.
Yeah.
Some honey. Can you give me some honey? So,
Well, it's funny. Last
get
year
it.
the Super Bowl was in New Orleans, and we were, I believe I came and joined y'all, and immediately upon exiting media row, my voice would change to the point where, like, my mouth was going back to the way it was.
That's funny.
And Lindsey Rhodes, who I believe y'all had on, was like,
yeah.
dude, what is coming out of your mouth right now? And I'm like, I was like, I was in with it. You know what I'm saying?
There it is.
Yeah, real Southern drawl. That's what I'm talking about.
Yes. All right, let's talk about, you guys have this awesome draft special coming up, the evaluation, which is exactly what everybody and their brother likes to try and do for all these draft products. But give us the data info on what this show is going to bring.
Yeah, so exactly. Well, we found that our initial vision, very limited, was just about working to help NFL teams solve the draft. And so I was one of the first data scientists brought on to Sumer Sports. And what we started realizing was in the greater media, people had no idea what was going on this time of year.
Right.
Most of the draft meetings have either been had or are happening right now amongst my friends in the NFL.
Yeah.
And I think people think when, you get to April and McShay and Dane Brugler start putting out their big boards that that's when the draft season starts. No, the hay is in the barn for the most part by the end of January.
Wow.
Yeah.
And so basically what we wanted to do is bring February 12th on Sumer Sports' YouTube channel and a look inside of what the conversations actually are. We have 500 years of combined scouting experience, including myself playing and being a data scientist. And they're having the real conversations, the real arguments. I'm providing the analytical data-backed arguments for these players. And this is a real show about what is going on and how people actually look at the draft at this point in time.
How do you become a data scientist?
We don't.
We don't. I know.
No.
I mean, personally, that sounds like my hell. But like, what's your backstory? I know you played football.
Yeah, the way it went was I tore my ACL my freshman year in college, and so I couldn't lift. I couldn't really do anything, and I was just trying to figure out a way to continue being around sports. And basically what I realized was with the rise of Daryl Morey and kind of all these analytical minds was that we were moving towards a data-based environment. So I became a computer science major as a result. But with the rise of artificial intelligence now, I've taught myself to do a lot of stuff that I didn't really know that I could do, even as a trained, computer science master's, whatever, in that as well. So really, what I like to say it's very simple. And people have been doing it since the dawn of the time. Like, people say there wasn't data in football. Well, Bill Belichick was really one of the first guys who started going up for it on fourth down, and he was detailing great analytics going back to the 80s. All it is observing something, documenting it, storing it somewhere, and then making decisions. It's really quite simple. People have been doing it for years and years, and we just do it at a slightly larger scale using technology.
Sam, you just broke that down. Like, it's really quite simple. I hearing it, I still can't say it's quite simple. Like, it's not like I'm jotting down a note in class, all right, go put this in the data bank, and then go be able to retrieve it and spit it out that way. Like, what now is the next level to what you guys are doing once this is established? Because you always got a bigger goal somewhere ahead.
Yeah, so I think the first kind of frontier, which we're still kind of working on, is those fourth down game management decisions, because we have a big, huge database going back to the 80s, probably even further. They're working to get it back to the 60s on what you should do on 1st and 10 from the 40, and you add those plays up year over year over year, and you start to get a good sense of what is best to do. And so as data scientists on the more progressive end of this, we view the fourth down decisions as, for the most part, on average, solved. Like, we think that guys like Ben Johnson, like Dan Campbell, Nick Sirianni, and some of these more, Mike McDonald does it a lot as well. Mike Vrabel really does it well with his guy Stretch, his game management guy. Like, they're very aggressive.
John Stryker.
Yeah, that's been, for the most part, locked in. The next frontier is what we're doing at Sumer Sports, which is looking at tracking data. So every 10th of a second, we are tracking every player, and we have models that build relationships between those players and try to learn exactly what the relationship is between them at any given point in time. It helps us evaluate, and it helps us kind of make more objective what the scouts have been doing over time.
So Titans have pick number 4. Should they go Reuben Bain Jr. or David Bailey?
So I think that Reuben Bain's going to be the better one here.
Okay.
What we're looking for in the data here, because in the college to pro jump is one of the least understood, particularly in football, is one of the least understood things in sports.
There's so many variables, right?
Literally millions, and that's not even considering just what's going on during the game.
Yeah.
Ruben Bain has some elite blue chip analytics, and it shows up with the scouts as well, where his ability to line up everywhere and make and disengage with linemen, make run stops outside of his gaps while also being a good pass rusher is something that he's elite at. Looking at Bailey, over the course of his career, he's been excellent. The problem is he has some real questions in the run game. So I think you got Jeffrey Simmons already. Here's a guy who can do it all. He was a certified All-Pro for us. Historically, going back to 2016, one of the best years for a defensive tackle that we've seen in the data using our tracking technology. Yeah. And if you add a versatile guy with him as well, we've seen it with kind of one could say probably a smaller talent element, but like we've seen it with Chris Jones and George Karlaftis. They can move those two guys all around with the Kansas City Chiefs. I think adding Ruben Bain to the Tennessee Titans would be very interesting. I also think, my research is in the draft. I think you could probably get some real value trading back. Right now, a guy like Mekhi Lemon, Carnell Tate, potentially 9 and 10. If there is someone who particularly wants a tackle, because I think people are going to get overly excited about the tackle position in this draft. There's really only 2 guys at the top, Spencer Fano out of Utah. And Maui Goa out of Miami. I think you can kind of heat those teams up to go try to grab a tackle, come back and get a wide receiver, and then potentially go get another tackle. There's some guys like Jennings Dunker out of Iowa I was able to watch at the Senior Bowl that you can get at that early half of the second part of the draft. And I think that could be a good approach for the Titans as well.
Big Jeff and Bain together, though. Big Jeff and Bain.
What about his arms, though, Babsy? Does the data take into account of his arms being short, T-Rex or something?
So it's weird. What we found in the data is that there are certain thresholds in which you see there's a moment in which a player becomes slightly more NFL viable. The arms is typically not one of those. We had a discussion about Will Campbell last year, whether he should go pick 3. And look, he hasn't had an all-pro year, but he started a ton of games, and he's, for the most part, reliable when it comes to Drake May. Yeah, he's probably the weak link of the offensive line facing the Seahawks.
But he's playing in the Super Bowl.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They've been able to make it work, and I think you blend the footwork with the hand stuff, and it works out really well. I think that's how Ruben Bain plays as well.
Well, top wide receivers, you mentioned Carnell Tate. Is it one that, you could see trading back and maybe catching them in the teens if you were able to do that?
Yeah, definitely. I think at around pick 9 is where you're starting to look. Carnell Tate is more of a vertical wide receiver, and he has played alongside Jeremiah Smith. This was a discussion about Emeka Egbuka, who is at the Buccaneers now, of like whether he can be that number 1 guy. I do have struggles to believe. I think he may be a better fit for like the Saints, who have the All-Pro Chris Olave. Yep. I think the best fit potentially, particularly given that you got Brian Daboll, who with Malik Neighbors was able to get him a massive target share. You probably want to go with a guy who can win against man, win against zone, and earn targets. I think that's actually Mekhi Lemon. I think he's my favorite guy in this draft. It shows up in the data as well. I think Tate may have a higher ceiling, but I think if you want a guy who can come in, work with Cam Ward, get 25 to 30% target share, Mekhi Lemon's the guy.
Yeah. I think Zeph was high on him. When you high on him, I believe, this season watching Mekhi Lemon. So, all right, man. Sam, anything else you need to get out? You want to get out and give us a little info?
Yeah, during the Super Bowl, if you're a live bettor, I know y'all were talking about Circus Sports. We were out there in Vegas, excellent sports book. But
so were we.
Yeah.
Monday, Tuesday.
That's right. Sumersports.com/live. It has really detailed data. Here's a couple things that I'm going to look at. Will Campbell's pressure rate, if it's over 30%, start thinking about the Seahawks, particularly the under there. And if you're looking at the Patriots blitz rate and it's over 45 to 50% on sumersports.com/live and they're getting a 30 to 40% pressure rate as a team, then I'd really, really start thinking about the Patriots as a good option live.
Sam Brookhouse. Is so dangerous for Slay, right?
I'm telling you, I get to pick up on these little elements. I don't got to lean on the football guys. I can lean on y'all.
Right.
That's what I'm talking about.
Oh, that's
Thank you,
stuff.
Sam. Great stuff, man. Appreciate it.
Thank y'all so much.
Sam Brookhouse, YouTube channel, the evaluation coming up with Sumer Sports YouTube channel. Thank you very much. More 3HL coming up. Greg Cosell will join us next on 104.5 The Zone.
All right, did that crud hit your house? And maybe you have a sick family, and it's tough when you're working parents, you're juggling sickness, you're missing work while you're sick, or the kids are sick, and you're trying to, actually get a doctor's appointment that works in anybody's schedule, which is so hard to do nowadays. That is where Medical House Calls comes into play for you. It's healthcare designed for your life. And here's the beautiful part of it. They come to you. You call, you text them at this number, 615-838-2375, 838-2375. They figure out what you need within minutes, book your visit. They'll schedule it, and then, boom, medical providers show up at your door, in your living room, your kitchen, to deliver you the care that gets you back as soon as possible. And the best part, also 7 days a week, Monday through Sunday, 7 a.m. to 8 p.m. They've got same-day appointments available, next day guaranteed. Your phone number, again, 615-838-2375. Healthcare designed for your life. It's Medical House Calls. Catch them online at medicalhousecalls.com.
Welcome back in to 3HL right here on 104.5 The Zone. What's happening, good people? It is, I was about to say it's hump day, but it's not. We're past the season. Zeph don't even know.
You don't even know what day it is.
Thursday.
Yes, well, throw punch Thursday, people. I should be punched in the throat for that. But we got our good friend of the show, man, family really for us. NFL Films own Greg Cosell. How you doing, Cosell?
What's happening, guys? Great to be with you.
What's up, Greg?
Hey, it's nice to see you guys, you know.
I know,
we
huh?
do it once a year, unfortunately. Well, no, sometimes I see you more. But
Sometimes twice, yeah. And it depends if you come and watch some basketball and all that, and Slay hooks you up.
I told them they've been clamoring to get Cosell back there. Dari just texted me.
Oh, I know.
You need to come back.
Yes, you do.
It might be tough this year because I got this, then I got the Combine, and then the SEC tournament's only 2 weeks later.
Yeah.
And this and the Combine are work, and then the SEC tournament's, fun.
Yeah. A little leisure time.
So I got to figure out if I can swing that.
You do love Nashville, though, don't you?
I know.
Yeah.
You can swing it.
I got other commitments though, I got life commitments.
Nah.
Makes a lot of sense. I was gonna say it makes sense. It's overrated with Babs.
Yeah.
So when we look at this matchup, are we looking at both defenses?
That's the way I see it. Now again, the things you can't predict are turnovers, punt return touchdowns, short fields, but I look at this game, and maybe I'll be wrong. I mean, it wouldn't be the first time, believe me, but I don't see a lot of 11, 12, 13-play touchdown drives, 85-yard touchdown drives. I don't see that with these defenses. New England's defense, obviously more people are talking about it now that we're closer to the game, but really not a lot of people spoke about their defense throughout the season, and I think it's really good. I think they have better players than people think. And they've really, over the last 5-6 weeks, increased their blitz frequency. They play more man cover. I don't want to say they dramatically changed. They just changed their percentages of what they do, and they're playing, as more of a pressure defense.
So
why were they able to do that? Like, you know what I mean? When you watch the tape, like, why were they able to?
I think they feel really good about
change?
their corners.
Okay.
I think Gonzalez, who's a really good player, and I think Davis, solid pro for years. I think, if you're going to blitz and play man, I mean, obviously you can look. There's zone pressures and there are man pressures. Mm-hmm. If you're going to do man pressures, you got to feel that your corners can match up. Now, again, will they do that this week? That's the thing. Everything that's kind of happened up to this point, I'm not saying it gets thrown out because it's not like you're starting from scratch. But with 2 weeks, Dawn, teams do change things. I mean, I remember talking. I was talking to Brian Hoyer today, and he was on he was the backup for the Patriots when they played the Rams in I guess 2018 or so, and they won that 13-3 Super Bowl.
Oh yeah.
And he said that they were totally prepared for Wade Phillips' defense. They literally knew it better than he did, and they get to the game. And Phillips literally changed everything.
That's amazing.
They faced a brand new defense, and it wasn't until the fourth quarter that they really figured out, how to play against that defense in that game. And then they had a touchdown drive and won the game.
That's crazy.
But so again, I'm not saying that's going to happen now, but there are changes that you just don't know about.
So how does Seattle's offense function against a high blitz rate?
The blitz usually occurs in pure pass and third down situations. Mm-hmm. You're not going to get a lot of pressure necessarily, on 1st and 10 or normal down and distance. And Seattle's offense, they do want to run the ball. They've been really good running at a 12 personnel with 2 tight ends on the field outside. But keep in mind, Vrabel is from the Belichick school. Mm-hmm. And setting the edge is like such a big deal in the Belichick system, and Vrabel was one of the best edge setters as a player, so I guarantee he's focused big time on that, because where Walker tends to get his bigger runs, Kenneth Walker is on outside zone, and you really want to make sure that you set the edge and force him back inside.
Sorry, I was just mouthing to the boys. That's what Todd Furman had talked about, because, when he's talking about Betts and all that, and Kenneth Walker and outside zone and whatever, like, they don't feel that
will be as big as it has been.
Correct.
Yeah, and I think that, look, can Walker break one because he's truly explosive? See, that's the thing. You don't know. Maybe he has one run for 60 yards and it's a touchdown. Right. And all the other runs are for 2 yards. That's what you don't know. You know.
Well, Furman thought that George Halani might have an impact on this game.
Yeah, well, Halani's now become their second back, and he's played.
He can catch the ball.
He's a good receiver.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, he's going to get snaps. I don't know how many he'll get.
Right.
You know, look, you could be a factor in the game playing 12 snaps. I mean, that's the way coaches think. If you're going to play, then the coach views you as a factor. I mean, that's the bottom line, you know.
Coach, go ahead, Babs.
Sorry, I was going to bring up your guy that you think is going to win.
There you go. You know where I'm going. Come on with him.
Are you going that way?
No,
Were
no.
you going
no,
that way?
No,
Oh, okay.
I'm cool with that.
Well,
Okay.
Traylon Burks is not in his game.
Who told you to say that, Coach? He might be up under this table or something.
Oh, that is the best. Oh, my gosh. That was the all-timer from Cosell right there.
When we met Salah, I almost wore the Traylon Burks jersey.
Right.
Yeah.
Hey, man, bring my guy back home.
No, stop. No, so I was going to bring JS in because that's who he was saying he thinks is going to win the MVP, whatever.
Well,
so
I
we've
mean,
had
he's
that.
had a big game almost every game.
Yeah.
I mean.
Yes.
And the interesting thing
crazy.
is they move him around, but 80% of his snaps have come as an outside receiver. Now, he's moved at times to that spot.
Right.
You know, they use him a lot in pre-snap movement. He's their motion guy and their shift guy. You know, a lot of people have talked about the fact that Gonzalez could match up to him.
Because they play man.
Yeah, but they haven't really done that with him a lot this year. Not that they've never done it, but they haven't, used him just purely as a matchup player.
Right.
Now, again, does that mean they won't? No, of course not. Normally he plays to the boundary, and Davis plays to the field. But don't forget, it's not as simple as just saying, Gonzalez, you match up to JSN, because there's 6 or 7 other guys that are impacted by that.
Yeah.
It's not just one guy. It changes the way other guys are positioned. It changes their leverage. It changes their technique. It changes how they react to splits and routes. It changes a lot of things for 5 or 6 or 7 other players. It's not just, hey, Gonzalez, you got him.
Right.
So, now again, there's 2 weeks. They certainly could do that and have time to practice it. But, it's not – I just want people to understand it's not just saying you got him.
Yeah.
Not as simple as that.
Yeah.
It's not pickup basketball.
No. You follow him
Like,
around. We play 4-on-4.
Exactly, right.
You're 6'6", he's 6'8". You got him.
You got him.
Yeah.
It's not that simple.
I mean,
Right.
10 100-yard games for JSN
Yeah.
this year.
I mean, and then the receptions. I mean,
Yeah.
when you look at it in these playoffs, I think that's what I love about them. The defensive side of the ball for Seattle.
Yeah.
How do you think a guy, because I'm big on guys that can take over, make splashes. How has Ernest Jones been playing up to this point right now?
First of all, we don't know about Eminwari. We assume he's going to play.
Right.
From what I understand,
Ankle
it's not
injury.
a high ankle sprain,
Yeah.
which means if it's low, normally you can
You can
play.
fight that.
You
yeah,
can
that
fight
high
that.
one.
Yeah. Oh, believe me, I had like 3 of those when I played basketball.
Yeah,
Play.
boy. Oh my God.
And again, I wasn't at a big school where they do all this stuff, and it takes a long time.
It takes a
long time. But anyway, let's just we'll go through 2 scenarios.
Okay.
If Eminwari plays, their defense is really, really good because they have so many versatile players. But Jones is in many ways the key. He's a really good player, and he can do so many things. But on the back end, they have Eminwari, who basically is a Sam linebacker who can do so many things.
Right.
They got Love, who's a safety but played corner in college, so he can match up to people. They got Witherspoon, who could play on the outside, and then he plays overhang when they go dime. So they have so much versatility with their defensive players. Now, the question becomes, if Eminwari can't go, and we don't know that, and they're not going to make a public announcement, obviously. They might have to say he's questionable or whatever the designation is. But if he can't go, now I start to think, okay, what's the plan? Because obviously they're thinking of the plan.
Yes.
So the question is, do they move Witherspoon into his spot? Now Witherspoon's 35 pounds less. That's a meaningful deal. But Witherspoon theoretically can do some of those things. Or because the Patriots play a lot of base personnel, they play a lot with 6-0 linemen, they play a lot with the fullback Westover, does that mean that the Seahawks would go more to their 5-2 front as their base, as opposed to the big nickel, which is really their base?
When you have Will Campbell on one side that struggled a bit.
He has.
Struggled a bit, especially in these playoffs, and you got veterans on that side of the ball like DeMarcus Lawrence.
Yeah.
Thoughts of how you scheme? Do you scheme towards, because you don't want to throw everything out and say, all right, we're going to make sure we don't get no rush on this side.
Right.
But what is it that you can do to kind of help Will Campbell, if you will?
Well, that's a great question.
Because they got to this point.
Yeah.
Somehow.
And Campbell struggled a bit
Yeah.
in one-on-one pass pro, and they've helped him,
Yeah.
quite more than they probably want to. But,
Right.
hey, you don't have a pass game if you can't protect, so you got to help him. And even their left guard, Wilson, the other rookie, he's been up and down as well. It'll be interesting to see. Seattle is a big stunt team.
Okay.
They're really good with stunts. They've got a lot of players that are both good as penetrators and as loopers. And Lawrence and Williams can both line up inside or outside in pure pass and third down situations. But they stunt a lot, and they're really good at it. And even though they're not a high percentage blitz defense, they're really good when they blitz. And Emin Wari, again, he's a big factor because he's blitzed, he's pressured more than any defensive back in the league this year.
Wow.
So even though they don't blitz a high percentage as a team, he's been a major part of their pressure concepts.
Break down stunt for people that don't know.
So a stunt is where you have one, so we'll name it. There's a TE stunt. It's the first letter is the position that basically penetrates, goes first.
Okay.
So the tackle goes first, and then the end loops behind him. Then you have an ET stunt where the end would slant as a penetrator, and the tackle would loop behind him.
Gotcha. Great breakdown. I love that, Coach. Put us on the whiteboard,
Or
baby.
pulling, right?
Greg Cosell with us on 3.
I needed a little, movement there too.
I like
needed,
it.
yeah.
Well, let's talk about these two quarterbacks. Sam Darnold, incredible story. What has the film showed from you? I mean, cast off at Minnesota, GM gets fired because of it, or one reason. What has the tape showed you from him this year?
Darnold's whole career got reset when he was the backup in San Francisco, and he really learned from Kyle Shanahan. And then he goes to Kevin O'Connell, who's got a Kyle Shanahan, Sean McVay background, and then he goes to Clint Kubiak, who's got a Kyle Shanahan background.
Yeah.
So basically, he's in the same system for the last 3 years, and I hope people understand how big a deal that is, because now the terminology doesn't change, the methodology of how it's taught doesn't change, so it becomes easier for him to assimilate all the information, and then go out and execute it. Now, I'm sure there are a lot of people who, if he throws a bad pick, are just like, we're just, we're just waiting for that bad pick, But he's played really well. They're very good with under center play action. That's a big part of their offense. They get him in the boot game a lot. He's very mobile.
Yeah.
Sometimes I think people forget that this guy's 6'4", 225. He is not a small guy, and he's got a big arm, and he's mobile. Both quarterbacks, in many ways, Drake May's 6'4", 225 also. You're dealing with big quarterbacks who have a lot of high-level traits.
All right, Drake May, coming off year 1 to year 2, drastic change in terms of his production. Josh McDaniels, now the offensive coordinator.
Yep.
That's been a pretty good marriage, right?
Yeah. And Josh has been around. I mean, what is this, his 10th Super Bowl, I think?
Yeah.
I mean, he's been doing this for a long time.
That's crazy.
What he decided to do, because May is all football and incredibly intelligent, is he gave him everything. In other words, he didn't do it incrementally. We'll give you this, and then we'll build. He gave him everything, and then they're very specific with their game plan approach. That's always been sort of the Belichick approach, and obviously Josh McDaniels cut his teeth with that.
Yep.
So he's very game plan specific to the opponent. Now, I can't sit here and say exactly what he'll do against a Mike McDonald offense, but that it could be different than what we've seen. And May, again, he in the playoffs, obviously the numbers weren't there. You almost have to put aside the Denver game with the snow in the second half.
Yeah.
But he's been really good all season long. One of the key things with him is two things. Number one, you've got to prevent him from scrambling. He had the most scrambles of any quarterback in the league this year. It didn't appear to me watching the tape that Denver did very much to really try to control that. McDonald, they haven't really used a spy, but you got to believe he's going to have some plan. He's not going to just let him run and scramble. Mm-hmm. The other thing with May that's interesting is, and I think this will come with experience, is he will stay in the pocket and wait to deliver the football and make what we call late in the down throws. But it's also one reason why he gets sacked a lot. Mm-hmm. And I think just with more experience, and Slay, you can appreciate that in your sport, just with experience, you sort of find out things that you can do and can't do.
Yeah.
And I think he'll figure that out with experience.
Do you think a guy like, golly, I just went break on OC, Josh McDaniels has figured something out to protect Drake May, even though I know this is a individual thing,
right.
fumbles in the pocket.
Yeah, some of that comes from him holding the ball too long.
Yeah.
So,
Gotcha.
you know, the thing is to me, you probably want to mention that, but I don't think this is just me talking.
Right.
He might have a totally different approach.
Yeah.
I don't think you want to harp on it because I think one of May's strengths is that he stays in the pocket and makes throws. And you don't want to get him in the mindset of get out of there.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
So because
that's a little of Cam Ward, right?
Yeah, Cam Ward's a little like that too, and I think that comes with feel and experience.
Okay.
Now, again, some guys get it, some guys don't, but I mean, I think you just got to play more snaps to really, you know, get that innate sense when you're in the pocket.
Greg Cosell, NFL Films, NFL matchup you can check out on the ESPN properties, breaking it down. Great stuff. Great to see you in person again, and we really appreciate you.
Yeah, this has been awesome, guys. Great seeing you.
Thanks, Greg.
Thanks.
Appreciate
There he
it,
is,
brother.
Greg Cosell, at Greg Cosell on X. More 3HL next on 104.5 The Zone.
Yes, our coverage presented by our friends at Circus Sports and Durastar. 1045thezone.com. Check out all our interviews.
What's happening, good people? Big Slay coming to you with PAI Medical. WeGrowHair.com. Don't wait. Hit them up right now. 615-376-6010. That is 615-376-6010. Now I had the laser treatments and understand that you can go and do the exact same thing because no one else in Tennessee has the ARTIS robotic FUE procedure and multi-unit hair grafting hair transplants that give you 2 times more hair in just one procedure. The PRP laser treatments for busy men and women. You're in and out in about 45 minutes. You can get there and get your work done. And guess what? Get a thicker and fuller hair at the same time. Restore your hair and your confidence at the same time. All you got to do is hit them up, 615-376-6010. Now, understand a lot of people go through this. They look in the mirror daily, and your confidence and self-esteem is built off of what you see. Go to the best. That's why We Grow Hair is right here giving you an opportunity to come to them. Procedures are done here locally in Tennessee. Understand it's helping men and women, not surgery, not just men, everyone. 615-376-6010 is the number. WeGrowHair.com.
Man, you got big games that you're watching all the time. If you're listening to us, you're certainly watching big games all the time, and you need your snack game to match your big game viewing, and Daisy brand can make that happen. Daisy makes French onion dip. They also make ranch dip. It is absolutely amazing. Great tasting, delicious Daisy French onion dip and Daisy ranch dip made with ingredients that you can find in your kitchen. No preservatives, no artificial ingredients at all. I enjoy eating Daisy dips with chips, wings, and veggies, and you can too. Make sure your snack game is up to par. Great tasting, delicious Daisy French onion dip and Daisy ranch dip in your grocery store.
Welcome back to 3HL right here on 104.5 The Zone. Locked in with us. You're hearing breakdowns left and right. That was the great Greg Cosell with NFL Films jumping on with us for a hot second to talk about his breakdown of what he sees on the film. We appreciate you hanging with us, and we appreciate our sponsors sending us out here, Babsy.
Yes, our friends at Circus Sports and Durastar, appreciate them. Our coverage out here is presented by Circus Sports and Durastar, and of course 3HL, always brought to you in part thanks to Spring Hill Heating and Cooling. You need anything regarding that, even plumbing.
Mm-hmm.
Did they get rid of a mouse that was in my attic as well? Yes, they did.
That's funny.
That's what they're rodent catches, but they make it happen.
Yeah, springhillac.com if you need anything.
So, it's interesting. One of the things that people have been talking about here is the international aspect to where the NFL is going.
Mm-hmm.
So they announced today, we already knew that there was going to be a game in Australia in 2026.
There's so many Australians here, by the way.
Yeah.
You hear the accent.
Mm-hmm.
So the Rams are the team, right? We knew that. Today it was announced by the Melbourne, Australia Zoo that it'll be the 49ers and the Rams. In Australia, think about the travel involved in that.
Yeah, getting back. Getting back is the biggest thing. I'm trying to figure out,
getting back, but getting all,
back and then getting
all the
prepped.
team stuff there and everything.
That's a trip, man.
Because
I'm always like, I want to go.
Yeah.
And then you look at it and you're like, oh, I don't know if I want to go that bad.
And that's just one family. You're talking about an entire football team carrying pads and helmets and everything.
That's crazy.
Video equipment. Cam Rogers sitting down at the table.
Hello,
Cam,
friends.
betting analyst for Believe Sports, and it also says dating app expert.
It's a new bullet point this year.
So what in the hell are you doing, man?
Well, I'm on Hinge, of course, and over the course of the last year, I've been doing a lot of Fox 5 DC appearances, sports obviously covering the Commanders, but going on the lifestyle shows too. And through that, I've let my personality ride. I'm a single guy in DC. I'm on Hinge, so I'm like, camera 2, bring it in. Hit me up, ladies. So it's become this massive bit, right? And I'm creating content now of giving dating app tips for the fellas. In fact, I was on a radio show earlier. They're like, can you show us your entire profile? I'm like, kind of giving away the answer key to the SAT, but sure, happy to help.
So what have you learned?
What's it? Yeah. Well, fill us in. Not that any of us need it, but.
No.
Something for me, it's like be unapologetically yourself, right? I mean, I am laying it all out there on my profile. I have a 30-second reel of me on Fox solely talking about Hinge. Like, that is exactly what you're walking into. It's just the CVO vibes, the Chief Vibes Officer. So... even if it's a one date with me, you're guaranteed to have fun. That's my mindset. But still looking for the one.
Yeah.
Still out there, but we'll see.
There you
Cam's
go.
here for great times.
How old are you, Cam?
I have a date this weekend.
There you go.
How old are you?
31.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh,
I don't look
might
it.
have a prospect.
Well, say less.
Or say more.
Who you got?
Ah.
All right, Cam. So
32-year-old? Yeah.
where are the best angles in terms of betting this game?
Yeah, it's interesting. There's a lot of pro money coming in on Seattle. We're not really at a key number at this point. 4.5 doesn't really matter.
It could go to 5.5, and it doesn't matter.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So I really like Seattle in this game. I think it's probably not going to be close. I love the fact that Seattle can create pressure without blitzing, a la the Giants of 2007, the Giants of 2011 against those Patriots. And I think Sam Darnold has turned a new leaf.
Uh-oh.
You feel like maybe that 4-pick game is going to happen at some point, but it hasn't. And so I do think he is so comfortable in this system now. Play conservatively, let JSN do his thing on the yak side of things, and then let that defense get after Drake May, who, by the way, has not played well at all this postseason, going up against 3 top 10 defenses. How about number 1 in the NFL coming up here on Sunday? So I'm looking at that angle. And then as far as the novelty props, those are always fun.
Yeah.
Love blue being the Gatorade color that gets poured on the winning team, on the winning coach, because if you go back to 2015, this is actual research, guys, blue has been the color 40% of the time and we're due for it. Last year it was yellow. The year before it was purple. I nailed that. I think we're due for blue.
Wow, dog. I'm talking about deep dive.
Wait,
Yeah.
but last year, did they pour it right? Sometimes, like, it gets weird, and we don't see it, right?
The house rules. Got to really dig in.
Yeah,
if the Gatorade doesn't land.
The New England comeback against Atlanta, there was no Gatorade.
There was none.
There was
Okay,
none.
Yeah.
They were just so shocked that they won the game.
Yeah.
Does it count if it doesn't get on the coach or anything?
I think it counts as long as like it pours. If
Okay.
gravity does its
Okay.
thing.
As long as it pours and you can see the color.
Yeah.
What about unders, man? I love the defenses involved in this matchup.
Me too, but I think
it's come down. The price has come down.
it's come down. It was
Yeah.
at 46.5. It's now 45.5, which is interesting. I actually like the over in this game.
Oh,
I'm
you do?
typically an under better for sure, and the pros are typically under betters too. But I feel like there's a pick six in there. I feel like there's a special teams touchdown in there that really teeters this into over territory, but I do like the first half under. That's been pretty profitable in Super Bowls, historically speaking, so I'm zoning in on that.
Special teams, what kind of wagering can we get on that as far as long as field goal you think they may be viable, or kick return, punt return? How, Shaheed is out there. If they haven't
Well, that's it.
Have you bet that?
I
Special
can't
teams touchdown?
here in California. When I get back on Friday, I will. Back to D.C.
Yeah.
So, yeah, and you know what, guys? I'm a big streaks fan, and I'm looking at Matt Collins over 2.5 receptions. He has cashed the over 11 straight times. Wow. 11. Drake May, longest pass, over 33.5. That has cashed 9 straight times. This could be the lock of the week for me. Kenneth Walker, under 18.5 rush attempts.
Yeah.
Oh, it's gone down.
23 times. Yeah, it's gone down.
Yeah.
Yeah, 23 times. Straight.
Man, if
So-
I'm Kenneth Walker, I'm like, all right, listen, all you witches. Let me just go ahead and show you where your under bets can go.
Right.
So
right.
where do those
Yeah.
carries go? You go Halani to George Halani to get those carries?
Or I think it's going to be a lot of quick hitches, screen passes in this matchup because the Patriots are very good at interior pressure. And so to kind of combat that, screens, swing passes, quick outs, that sort of thing. So I think that's going to be the mindset, the game plan for Seattle here. Play conservatively. Let Drake May make the mistakes because I think they're going to happen.
Seattle, go ahead.
No, I'm going to switch it.
Oh, okay. Well, last one for me. Seattle, Jackson Smith and Jigba. That's what I'm leaning on for Super Bowl MVP. Do you see any pathway to that?
I do.
Okay.
I do because obviously the bias is the quarterback, but I could see JSN catching a bunch of 10-yard outs and just taking it.
Bingo.
And just taking it. Being
That's
JSN.
exactly
yards
what
after
you
kicks.
said.
Yeah. Yeah. So I don't know what the number is right now, but value in my opinion.
I'm right there with you. Say no more.
You still messing around with golf?
I do. What do
you think
Interesting
about
times.
this season? I mean, is Scheffler going to win every major? Like, where are we with all this?
I'm so annoyed. It's like, dude, stop
Boring.
it. You're going to overshadow my boy Tiger Woods, who, by the way, is still trying to come back to the PGA Tour. He doesn't know when he's going to come.
I saw an interview with him the other day on the indoor thing.
Yeah.
And he hasn't played a full round. And what was the latest injury? It was like a year and a half ago, wasn't it?
Is
the
Achilles. Yeah, he
Achilles.
blew his Achilles.
Well, there you go.
It's like, why
That's
does
a tough
this keep
one.
happening?
That's the one, boy. That's
When
the
I
one.
first joined you guys, it was the Tiger Woods podcast, and we were rolling, and
That's
he was a
right.
Masters champion not too long ago. But yeah, things have changed. I would love more parity with the PGA Tour. I think if Scheffler could calm down a little bit, that'd be great. Brooks Koepka is back from LIV. I think the big storyline now is there's a pathway for the LIV guys to come back.
Well, and now you're starting to see it already, right?
Yeah.
Brooks, and then who else? Somebody else
Patrick
joined?
Reed filed
yeah.
for reinstatement. He's not qualified with the current program, but just last year we were talking about a potential merger. That's falling apart. Clearly, the PGA Tour knows that, so they're creating a way to get these guys back on tour. By the way, actually a really big development with LIV. You can now accrue official World Golf points playing on LIV. Previously, you couldn't. That's why Brooks is like 500 in the world right now.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
and that's how you qualify for majors, through those points.
All right. Well,
Okay.
Cam Rogers, betting analyst, believe. Good luck with Don Davenport's friend, whoever that is.
Yeah. Slide into the DMs,
I
Don.
got
Let me
you.
know. Yeah.
I got you.
Good to talk to you guys always.
Appreciate you, brother.
Yep.
Big Savagery. Ramon Foster joins us next. 3HL 104.5 The Zone.
All right, I want to tell you about Pella Windows and Doors of Nashville. Sometimes it's time to upgrade those things in your home that maybe don't come off as sexy, but that's okay. You know you got to do it. You know it's got to happen. And if you do need new windows, replacement windows and or doors, Pella Windows and Doors of Nashville is who you need to go. As a customer, I would love to recommend them to you. And you might be surprised to learn that they can be affordable. Replacement windows and doors, even more affordable with what we like to call the Dawn Deal. For the month of February, I do something different every single month, and Pella has worked with me to give a nice Dawn Deal for my birthday month. Buy 3, get 1 free on windows, and no interest for 12 months, no payments for 12 months. So you got a full year to pay off all your stuff. And then on top of that, buy 3, get 1 free. On Windows, schedule your free consultation. Super easy to do it. Just do it online. Check out the Dawn Deal. Tell them I sent you. They'll take care of you. It's PellaNashville.com.
Man, you got big games that you're watching all the time. If you're listening to us, you're certainly watching big games all the time, and you need your snack game to match your big game viewing, and Daisy brand can make that happen. Daisy makes French onion dip. They also make ranch dip. It is absolutely amazing. Great tasting, delicious Daisy French onion dip and Daisy ranch dip, made with ingredients that you can find in your kitchen. No preservatives, no artificial ingredients at all. I enjoy eating Daisy dips with chips, wings, and veggies, and you can too. Make sure your snack game is up to par. Great tasting, delicious Daisy French onion dip and Daisy ranch dip in your grocery store.
Good evening from the Circus Sports of the Men Kentucky Downs studio. I'm Ross Johnston. The NBA trade deadline has ended, and despite speculation that Bucks forward Giannis Antetokounmpo and Grizzlies guard Ja Morant would be traded, neither were moved. There have been a couple of notable trades. The Lakers sent Gabe Vincent and a future second-round pick to the Atlanta Hawks for Luke Kennard. Also, the Golden State Warriors traded Jonathan Kuminga and Buddy Hield to the Hawks for Kristaps Porzingis, who will team up with Steph Curry and Jimmy Butler. Lastly, in Super Bowl news, Seahawks rookie safety Nick Emanwari reportedly suffered a low ankle sprain during Wednesday's practice, according to head coach Mike McDonald. However, Emanwari is expected to play on Sunday. For all your foundation repair, waterproofing needs, visit USSTN.com. Breaking news at once on your home for the Titans of Vols. This is 104.5 The Zone.
Welcome back in 3HL live from Radio Row in San Francisco as we get ready for Sunday. Our coverage out here is presented by our friends at Circus Sports and Durastar. You can hear any of our conversations if you missed them from this entire week here out in San Fran, online at 1045thezone.com. This is 3HL. Ron Slay in the building, Brent Doherty in the building, starting to get his voice back just a little bit.
What up?
Yes, I'm Dawn Davenport, and we got a true NFL star, 11 years in the league. Ramon Foster, Big Savage from Ramon and Will in the morning. Hi, Ramon. Wish you were out here with us.
I know. We keep saying this each and every year, of course, and
yeah, you just need to make it happen.
Listen, I'm not doing it on my own dime, okay? I did that for a lot of years, so either you need to talk to the big bosses at Cumulus, or Babsy, we got to find a way to put me under a street light and make us some money or something.
Under a street light. Listen to you, Savage.
Hey, we had anything for the team, baby.
We had a conversation with Marshall Newhouse, who also played 11 years in the NFL, and the first thing he said was, I want to start this by saying offensive line is a skill position. I was like, that's my boy.
That's right up Ramon's alley.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, it's such a beautiful process, man. It was crazy. I had a call with Stoney Keeley, who's our teammate at the station, and he's asked me about 2 technique type stuff and what was hard. And I was about to text him my response, and I was just like, I can't, type all of this. I got to, get up on the whiteboard and walk you through how all of this works, man. I think that's why it's so hard to judge, why it's also so easy for teams to say, well, we'll just take one. I know it's not me. I'm going to continue to say it as long as people hear me. It's not me pushing that the Titans need to take an offensive lineman at the 4th overall pick again. It's others. But I can understand why, is what I'll say.
Got to be good up front on both sides of the ball. And that's where we go with this Super Bowl matchup, right? A lot of people talking about both defenses, but how is New England's offensive line going to hold up against that Seattle defense, for example, with a rookie offensive tackle?
Man, I appreciate you trying to brave this thing through, man, with the voice that you got going on right now.
I'm working it, man. I'm working it.
I feel you, man. Everybody got something dirty about their job. But that's true, Babs. You know that's the case. And when you cold up in Montana, you're dirty in your job, okay? But
that is true.
What's fascinating about it, man, is Will Campbell is most definitely the guy that everybody's pointing out in this matchup. And I'm checking just to be sure about it as well, because if I'm not mistaken, their left guard is also a rookie.
He is.
Okay, yes. He is. Jarrett Wilson. He ran like a 4.8, I think, a 4.6 at the combine out of Georgia. And that, to me, is where it becomes problematic, because on the other side of the defensive line for Seattle, they got guys that live to expose those type of matchups right there. And there are certain ways they can take advantage of that when it boils down to how Seattle is going to attack them, because they're going to attack him, right? They have to get after him. Leonard Williams been a part of that, man. You also have Byron Murphy a part of that, man. You got a guy in friggin' DeMarcus Lawrence who's been chomping at the bit all of his career for this moment. That's where they are. And if it's me, I am in a one-on-one situation, because I think the back end of what Seattle's defense can handle, just sending 4 or sending 3 and trying to generate pressure. Those can cause issues. And the other issue that you get behind it is if there's to his point on the offensive line from New England Patriots is what does Drake May do with the football in his hand? He has lost the ball an insane amount of times this year, man, and I don't think we're talking enough about that, especially when you're playing against a team that thrives off going at your neck, having the ability to take advantage of you and get short field. And again, I know Vrabel's the defensive head coach, but there's also another one on the other side of the field, and Coach Mike McDonald. So that's the issue that they're faced with that offensive line that they have. But here's the other part: they've done well. They're in the Super Bowl. He's in a position, man, as far as the New England Patriots, of trying to minimize those things. That's what those 2 weeks somewhat allow you to do, is try to find a way into saying, we'll hide this for one game. And I'm very interested to see in how New England does that with those two rookies on that side of the ball.
Well, with that being the case, Savage, what do you see when you just look at these quarterbacks and how they'll get off? Drake May having his problems, Sam Darnold being able to thrive and not having problems. Like, is it a happy medium, or do these guys just continue to roll like they've been rolling through the playoffs, in your estimation?
I think the quarterback that keeps it the same is the one that's going to thrive the most. I look at Sam Darnold and the heartbreak that he had last year and say, well, he's at least been in this situation and have learned from big game moments where don't mess it up. Like, he's at the highest of the highs as far as being drafted in the top 5 overall. That went to crap, and he had to find his way around the league. And then he goes to Minnesota, refines himself, and now he's led his team to a Super Bowl. Like, he's got experience, and I do think in these games that type of stuff matters, man, because you don't know what's in front of you. But, I mean, you got a guy in Sam Darnold that's at least played in big-time games over the course of the year, and his nerves is there. To be, my mindset is this. I think the oblique thing is a storyline that Seattle's going to run with.
Yeah.
I would advise New England, don't fall for the banana in the tailpipe with that type of stuff.
Beverly Hills Cop, I love it.
Mayor, you can't fall for it. It's New England we're speaking of, okay? Like, they thrive in this world, okay? But moving forward with the quarterback discussion, I will say off top, the quarterback that keeps everything the same is the one that I think will win it. And the part of it to me is, and I don't think you're ever too young to win a Super Bowl to lead your team to a Super Bowl leader, guys. But I remember going to the Super Bowl in my second year, and y'all, it's so much that you don't know. It's so much that you can't prepare yourself with. Like, y'all are there at one of the biggest spectacles ever. I know, Babs, you've been around big games. You've called games and big moments. Mayor, you've been in and around it for so long. You've seen everything. You've been a part of big events. Savage, you go and you see these things, and you've been in Sweet 16s or watched teams fight for this. But I'm not to sound biased about my sport, but I don't know if there's anything, man, that takes you to the level of the Super Bowl. I didn't calm down in my second year as a starter in the Super Bowl until like the second series, and I couldn't tell you what happened on either one of those series. So for me, that's where Drake May's got to have the right guys around him to tell him how to do this. Now, here's the thing. On that New England Patriots team, if I'm not mistaken, the only one I think to have that type of experience to talk them through it is Milton Williams. That's it, if I'm not mistaken. I'm probably wrong. Milton Williams and Vrabel. If they do anything the night before the game, I think Milton needs to stand up in front of the team and tell them what this moment is like, how you go about it, what's your game planning, how long the halftime is, because, again, I think we were fine and watching the teams that win it that are poised to be down, 21-3 like New England was years back, because they've been in those situations. And this is the biggest. And the other part that you also don't want Drake May doing is playing as if you'll be back. There is no we'll be back. I said that after we lost, and I saw that damn green and yellow confetti falling, and I said, I'll be back. Babs, Mayor, I ain't been back since. So you got to kind of treat it as such and be dialed in. So, Savage, to answer your question, I'm rolling with Sam, and the only deficiencies I think that Drake May has is his, I think 17 turnovers on the year through fumbles and interceptions. Like, the 8 fumbles, that is where you have a team like Seattle that'll thrive on it, because they can get to you with 4, and if he think he's safe and just going to run out of pocket, they got some demons off the edge, man, that are longer range. They can just swipe that ball out of his hand.
Right.
Hey, could you imagine, or how about this? Would Mike Vrabel still be with the Titans if Josh McDaniels was his offensive coordinator when he was there?
I think that was one of the bigger issues that they had.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
I think the lack of communication. The lack of communication and egos, I think, in all parties involved with the Titans and Coach Vrabel. Who's got power? Then you got, if J-Rob's listening, I ain't dissing you. I'm just saying, like, the struggle that y'all had between who's picking who's trading the players, who's most important. Like, there was a lot of that that was also in play, Babs. But I do think when you look at the guys that Vrabel chose to bring in, I think that's why he's probably feeling better about, Josh McDaniels being there, is because he's dealt with that, in-house hire and elevation that sometimes you got to look outside. I think that's one of the reasons why Mike Tomlin is probably out of Pittsburgh too, is like looking outside of your web of people or the ilk of hires that you make to get you over the top. Even if you've never worked with those folks before, I think it's been strategic with what Robert Saleh has done with his staff, like trying to go get the best to challenge you and put you in a position to succeed, because preservation of your job is one of the, most comfortable things that you can do and is natural. And I think that's the first time around what Vrabel was probably trying to do was preserve himself with people that he knew had his back and that trusted him. But the issue was when you do that, you become isolated and only work one way, and you kind of get sniffed out a little bit. And I know there's a lot of other stuff, losing franchise wide receivers and couldn't hit on the quarterback, or Tannehill couldn't, all of those types of things. But that's long form answer. Yeah, there's a possibility that they could have had a hard conversation trying to figure out what's what.
Yep.
There he
All
is.
right.
Ramon Foster breaking it down, as he always does on 3HL on Thursdays, and Ramon and Will 6 to 10 weekday mornings on 104.5 The Zone.
Appreciate you, Savage.
Thank you, Savage.
Appreciate y'all.
Have fun.
Brother.
All right. Jacob Hester coming up next, right after the break. 3HL Live at Radio Row in San Fran. Our coverage, thanks to our friends at Circus Sports and Durastar. We'll be right back. Stick around.
Man, you got big games that you're watching all the time. If you're listening to us, you're certainly watching big games all the time, and you need your snack game to match your big game viewing, and Daisy brand can make that happen. Daisy makes French onion dip. They also make ranch dip. It is absolutely amazing. Great tasting, delicious Daisy French onion dip and Daisy ranch dip, made with ingredients that you can find in your kitchen. No preservatives, no artificial ingredients at all. I enjoy eating Daisy dips with chips, wings, and veggies, and you can too. Make sure your snack game is up to par. Great tasting, delicious Daisy French onion dip and Daisy ranch dip in your grocery store.
Okay.
Welcome back into 3HL right here on 104.5 The Zone. Good people, we are in the 5 o'clock hour, and we are continuously rolling along. So in order to get through the line of scrimmage, you know what I mean, when the big fellas like Ramon don't do his job up front, we got to bring in a ringer. Not a ringer, but a real live guy to open up the holes. That's Jacob Hester.
A real live guy.
Yeah, you feel me? A real live guy. Not a dude. We got a real live guy.
You know what he is?
Saying?
A fullback.
Yeah,
baby.
that's why.
Fullback.
Hey, we're making a comeback. We're making a comeback.
Hey,
Okay, both
what?
one seeds in the playoffs in the NFL. They got a fullback. What was the first touchdown scored in the national championship game this year?
Look at you. Look
a fullback
at you.
died by Riley Nowakowski.
So is there some secret group of fullbacks and y'all
we
are
got
just,
a group text?
You just decided we're going to put ourselves back out in the world?
Oh, yeah, we've got a group text. Don't you worry. I even got Kyle Juszczyk's number the other day. I said, do you want to be added? He's like, absolutely I do.
You know what the only problem is, though, Jacob? You're the only one that has a simple last name, Hester.
Yeah,
everybody else got all these vowels and everything.
Riley Nowakowski scored in the championship game.
Yeah.
Kyle Juszczyk's the best fullback in the NFL. You're right. Hey, look, I'm just a simple meathead, okay? Just show me what to hit and how hard
Well,
to
you
do
know
it.
what's funny about this is Lorenzo Neal is coming on right after you. So.
What'd I say? Don't call it a comeback.
Been here for years.
Oh, that's right.
Jacob, what's going on, man? For people that don't know, this guy does more radio in one day than anyone in America.
Man, this is nuts.
I do 2 shows every single day. I do a local show in Baton Rouge, 7 to 10 a.m., and then I do a Sirius XM show 2 to 5 every afternoon. But I get to do that from my house, so that one obviously is a little bit easier. Can schedule some things around that. Here on Super Bowl time, I do Super Bowl radio, which is a pop-up channel for just the Super Bowl. So they bring it on only during this week. I do that 3 hours solo, and then I do my normal college show for 3 hours after that. And then I do my morning show from the hotel room the morning as well. So, look, the more you can do, the more you can talk. If you do it enough, they can't tell you to go away. Or at least it's harder to tell you to go away. So
That's right.
I always enjoy it. A lot of coffee, a lot of energy drinks. And this room, obviously, with the energy that's in here, it helps you along the way.
It's a little bit more crowded this year here.
Because it's a smaller room.
I know.
Yes.
Last year was so nice in your neck of the woods.
I know. I felt like we had like 3 football fields. It felt like of room last year. Even Vegas had a little bit more than this. Cool. But obviously I know some limitations here in the Bay Area. So, not as many of my friends here because I know a lot of people didn't even get an opportunity because of the size of the room. But still great energy here in the room.
Absolutely, man.
I guess the first obvious question is what's going on down there with Lane Kiffin? How big of a circus has that been?
Look, LSU football's always got a little something going on. I don't think there's any question about that.
The whole state of Louisiana.
Yeah, and everybody roots for LSU. Obviously you got Coach Saban, and then you got the Coach Miles eating the grass on the sidelines, and you got Coach O, who's just obviously all Louisiana through and through, and you go to Brian Kelly, who wasn't all Louisiana through and through in the opening press conference.
He tried to be.
Oh, my God. The basketball game, I was in attendance with my family, and I'm like, I don't even need to open up social media. This is bad. This is bad.
Exactly
this is going to be, I knew
With
it.
your family?
Oh, man, it was not great. I'm like, I'm from Louisiana, and I don't sound like that. So now you got Lane Kiffin, who, obviously lives a very public life on social media. But you know how it is. Look, LSU fans, just like Tennessee fans, just like any SEC fan base, there's 16 teams in our conference, and all 16 think they should be winning national championships because even Vandy now, obviously, they're playing different. Kentucky's had years where they've played great. So even the teams that have always kind of been towards the bottom, they've had good seasons, and they've had moments where they feel like it. So the expectation's not going anywhere.
Right.
And Lane Kiffin has brought excitement for sure. Anything new is exciting, but
for sure.
You get a top portal class, and you do really well in high school recruiting. You talk a lot of stuff on social media, which LSU fans love that. So far, so good. But as we all know, if you don't win games, all that goes away.
Well, win or lose, that's going to be great for your business. That's for sure.
There is not, normally like you
he
get
moves
a document.
the needle.
Right. You get a document ready for your show, and every segment's filled out. For the last couple of months, it's been Lane Kiffin, an arrow just pointing down, like to the first 4 segments, because he's done something. He's added somebody, brought in a coach. And so, there's definitely material there down on the bayou. And then, what he does on social media as well, like that brings excitement to the fan base, good or bad. It's always going to bring a little something.
That guy. Yeah.
I guess you do know him pretty well from him
Tennessee
being the coach
fans
in Tennessee.
know him well.
Oh,
that was the
yeah.
mattress burning night.
Yeah.
I'm sure you've heard those crazy stories.
Look, I've known Lane for a long time.
Yeah.
Lane was actually the head coach of the Oakland Raiders my rookie year.
No way.
Yeah, and he was on the staff that coached the Senior Bowl my senior year as well. So, I saw him when he was, in his early 30s, trying to be an NFL head coach. One of my good friends, Billy Volek, who Tennessee Titans fans certainly remember.
Dude, he's like a legend.
Yeah.
Well,
he was our backup in San Diego.
He had some huge games for the Titans.
For sure. Got him a lot of money to be a backup because of what he could do.
Yeah.
That was Lane Kiffin's roommate in college at Fresno State. So
my gosh.
I've got a lot of good
imagine
information on Lane. The guy y'all have coming up next, Lorenzo Neal, Fresno State alum as well. So, Lane's been everywhere.
Now, Jacob, let me ask you this, man. Coming out, getting ready for the preseason of college football, Garrett Nussmeier was the talk that everybody had. If you talked about quarterbacks being taken, he was number one on everybody's tongue. Now, where he is now after, a season that was up and down.
Yeah.
Coming out of the Senior Bowl, you get an opportunity to see him down there. What does he look like now? Does he show flashes of who we thought he would be at the beginning of the year?
Yeah, he looked as normal as I've seen him in a long time.
Good.
He had the injury in training camp, and he actually had a knee injury before that. Everybody worried about that. That got cleared, and then he had this oblique injury. And look, talking with him throughout the year, it was really painful for him. You have no torque, and when you're a quarterback, you've got to have that. But Garrett Nussmeier had waited so long at LSU to be the guy. He had a special year his junior year. He wanted to lead him to a championship. Felt like he may have had the team this year, so he played through injury, which he'll tell you created bad habits for him. He started to throw off his back foot a little bit, started to do things that weren't Garrett Nussmeier like because, look, Doug Nussmeier being his dad, being an offensive coordinator, he knows how to play the quarterback position.
In the NFL,
he started to do things that he had never done before in a bad way, bad habits. And so he has to shut it down late in the year. But down in Mobile, you saw the old Garrett Nussmeier, at least the most flashes that we've seen in a long time. I don't know where he gets drafted. He probably would have been a second-round pick if he comes out last year. He decided to come back. I still think he's a top 100 player in this draft. And I think he is somebody that if he gets in the right place and gets an opportunity, because he's ready to hit the ground running. Again, there's not a coverage that he doesn't know. There's not a route concept he doesn't know. And so I'm excited for him because I think now that he is healthy, he figured out what was going wrong. You'll see of the old Garrett Nussmeier. So if a team like, let's say, the Rams, who have an older quarterback with Matthew Stafford, let him sit there for a little bit and, maybe fully get healthy. And then I think he's a starting quarterback in the NFL. I truly do.
Love that.
So how hard, like you were talking about throwing off the back foot because he couldn't rotate and things like that. Do you almost have to relearn?
I think
to some level?
He did. I really do. I think he had to kind of hit reset and say, all right, and he told me this. He said from the ground up, I had to kind of relearn myself. And think about that. Somebody that has done this their entire life, somebody that's literally like Chris Doering used to call Garrett Nussmeier D1 when he was 7, 8 years old because he's like, you are a guy that is going to be a D1 football player. So he's been that way his whole life. And then so now you've kind of got these bad habits and you have to hit reset. But he's talked about his journey and his fight to trying to get to that point.
Wow. Might as well put two fullbacks on the show.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Jacob Hester.
You got the GOAT fullback right there.
Jacob Hester with us.
Always a pleasure, man. I've been trying to tell them.
And now Lorenzo Neal's sitting down. We're going to get his headphones on, his mic checked, and all that. Lorenzo, Low Daddy, what's up, man?
Hey, now there we are. How we doing, guys?
Two fullbacks on the show at the same time.
Come back?
I hope so. You think it's coming back?
I do. I laid out the whole thing for him. I'll lay it out for you.
Lay it out for me,
Both
baby.
1 seeds this year in the playoffs. They carry fullbacks, right?
I can appreciate
that. All right,
that.
the Seahawks actually have 2 on their roster right now. The first touchdown in the national championship game, Low, fullback dive.
Yes.
If that's not a comeback, I don't know what is.
A setback is nothing but a setup for a comeback, baby. Let's bring them back, baby. Let's make fullbacks great again.
That's right.
Before
everybody can't do that. I can get away with it.
So before we continue this fullback discussion, Jacob, I got to tell you, man, this is one of the most popular Titans in history.
He played
there
everywhere.
He played there 2 years.
Yeah.
Music City Miracle did it for us.
Yeah.
That was the play.
Let's tell
But
that
it
story.
was even outside of that, though, because, like I was shocked that you were only there 2 years.
I know.
Every Titans fan loves Lowe.
You know what? That's awesome to be loved, especially in Tennessee. It's a great place. I told you, I had such a great time, such an amazing time, to be there in Tennessee, to play there. Just that the Delphia Center at the time, this was called Delph, but now they're going to build a new stadium, and it needs to build a stadium. I went there a couple years back, last year, and oh my goodness, this place is falling apart. I mean,
and that's coming from somebody that played in Qualcomm.
Yes,
yeah,
exactly. That place been falling apart. Right. So because the reason why I said it, because we opened up that stadium.
Yeah.
So Qualcomm's been around since Moby Dick was a minnow.
Yeah.
But this I was there when we had the hard hats on. I had to walk through the stadium and getting to see, man, we're going to be playing here in a couple months. So really neat. And now I'm going back and rung the doorbell and the toilet bowl flushed.
This ain't operating correct.
Right, exactly.
Jacob Astor, Lorenzo Neal with us on 3HL. Low Daddy, we got to tell the Music City Miracle story because.
Oh, yeah.
So Dice tells the story. He wasn't even supposed to be on the field. In fact, he was like fourth man up.
Yes.
So he's trying to remember what the home run throwback was.
Right.
You tell Frank Wycheck, hey, man, they're kicking it to me.
Yes.
Look at me. Like,
Yeah.
I got a neck roll. They're cooking it. They're kicking it to me. I'm going to hand it to you as fast as I can. That's exactly what happened.
It's crazy because Alan Lowry called the play, minute 30, Buffalo drives down. We're up by 2. They kick a field goal up, go by 2, and it's like, dude, 16 seconds left. You saw Steve McNair and Eddie on the George sideline crying. It's over. And we called the play. Alan Lowry called the play. Home run throwback. That's the name of it at the time. And I went over to Frank after we broke the huddle. I said, Frank, they're going to kick it. Come get it. They're going to kick it short. I'm telling you, to me. And it's crazy. It's ball's kicked. I'm like, oh, here it is. I'm like, just catch it, big fella. I had the big neck roll on. I can barely. I'm
You're so jacked you can't get your arms above your head.
Right. Yeah. So I'm like, I'm just going to hope I can catch this thing. I put my arms really tight so it doesn't fall, catch it, and fumble through my legs. I just catch it, be gone this time. So he catches it, take off running. Frank's there. I know where he's at. Throws it over to him. And then I go make a block. So I can't see anything that's going on. I'm in blocking.
So you didn't see the throw?
No, I didn't. No, I'm blocking. And then you see the throw, and you hear the crowd getting louder and louder and louder. And oh my God, he scored! I'm jumping up. He scored! It's crazy. And then they're gonna review it, and they're like, "Is it a forward?" Everyone's like, "Is it a lateral or what?" It takes forever for them to make the call. The stadium's just quiet. When they said touchdown, that place it was crazy. It was too great. It was crazy. When Buffalo scored, the place was so quiet. Yeah. You looked over I heard a noise. Because I'm on the field, we're lining up, heard a noise. I looked over in the corner. It was a mouse peeing on a sponge. It's so quiet.
I want to ask Lowe the real question.
Yeah.
Why the hell didn't you get to throw it?
I could have thrown it. No, I could have thrown the ball.
Yeah,
I didn't want the credit.
We don't even need you.
The thing about it, and that's what he was saying.
Your teammates say you cannot throw a football.
Exactly. But I played quarterback. Maybe I played quarterback, and everyone did, right, in grade school. Yeah. I was a QB. But no, I had the neck roll, so I couldn't probably throw it as well. So I was like, you know what? I don't want all the credit. No, I promise. True friend. You ask Alan Lowndes, ask Jeff Fisher, could I have thrown the ball? I've thrown it in practice, but I don't do it. Yeah, but the pads, the shoulder pads, how tight I was. Yeah. I said, Frank, come get this ball. Why, I could throw the ball, but why take chances?
Yeah, you're going to get it done like this.
Exactly. Exactly.
A hockey assist.
I got the assist. Exactly. Steph Curry, baby.
2 pass assists.
Exactly.
Lorenzo Neal with great stories. Jacob Hester. Who did you guys look up to when you were kids? Who was your favorite player?
I mean, I'm not just blowing smoke. I told Lowe this before. I mean, I watched Lowe and I watched Mike Allstott.
Yeah.
Those were my two guys. I mean, I could go back a little bit for Merle Hodge when he was with the Pittsburgh Steelers as well.
Baby.
Tom Rathman when he was with San Francisco there in the late 80s.
Yeah.
But for me, a lot of people don't remember this. Lowe used to block for Mike Allstott.
Yeah.
They were in the same backfield.
Yeah,
in
Rhino
Tampa Bay,
backfield, baby. Rhino.
Right? And so, when they were in there as a guy that was like a power back, I'm like, oh, they get to do it at the same time. And so, when I got to San Diego, me and Mike Tolbert, we kind of had the same thing. We would get in 4-minute offense. Yeah. We would switch fullback and tailback, and we just rotate to end the game. And I was like, man, this is like the great value version of Lowe Neal and Mike Allstott. So I appreciated that.
I can appreciate that, baby. I can appreciate that. I love.
What about you, Low Daddy?
You know what, me? It's crazy. I like Keith Byers. I love.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I just little Keith. I mean, believe it or not, I love Corey Schlesinger. I love to watch him. Corey, man, was you know Corey Schlesinger?
Oh yeah,
from Detroit?
absolutely Detroit. Yeah.
This dude.
T-bar face mask, yeah.
He was tough. I'm playing. I was in Cincinnati or I was Tennessee, one of the two teams, and I'm on kickoff return. He's on kickoff. Me and we talk before the game. We hug it up. He points at me. Kickoff. He points at me, and he's running down full speed. And he points. Oh God.
Here we go.
Here we go. Because he just wants it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He just Corey.
Yeah. Don't know any other way.
Don't want any other way. Yeah. Boom. We just hitting both of us just stopped. I was like, God, dog, Corey, why you want to do that to your boy? You know, I didn't let him know. I didn't let him know.
Oh, yeah.
You know, I hit him, and boom, and I kept driving him. Like, oh, take that. But I was hurting.
Yeah.
So, But for me, believe it or not, I was growing up, I didn't watch the fullback position. I never.
You got drafted as a tailback, right, to New Orleans?
I was kind of like fullback, but I wasn't even. I think my favorite player, growing up as a kid, man, I used to love Danny Fouts, man. I mean.
Oh, yeah.
Dan Fouts, number 14.
And then you end up playing for the Chargers.
It was a dream come true.
Yeah.
Kellen Winslow, Charlie Joyner, Wes Chandler, Dan Fouts, James Brooke, Little James. I absolutely love that team. That was my favorite team. Watching Dan Fouts, how he backpedaled. He didn't come out like a regular quarterback. He just backed up and just boom. Danny Fouts was yes.
I forgot.
Yes, Danny, man. Yeah. And him and Marino would get in those shootouts. I used to love them in the dog. Chargers was my favorite team growing up. So
that's amazing.
Awesome. Yeah. So I was a Charger fan.
Yeah. You got it. Go ahead.
Look, this is fun for me. I'm taking over the show.
Let's go, baby. Let's go.
Give me the linebacker for you, because everybody always asks me, and I don't ever want to give a name, but I have to give props to one guy. They're like, who's the guy? I'm like, look, I went against like Ray Lewis and Zach Thomas. Those guys were great. For me, it was Patrick Willis. Like Patrick Willis, he was smarter than me, faster than me, and stronger than me. That's a bad trio for a fullback because I can't outsmart him, I can't out-physical him. He was everywhere, but like you were one of the greats to ever do it. Who was a linebacker that you were like, okay, it's going to be a work day today?
I love playing against Ray Lewis.
Yeah.
Too tall, didn't have a chance.
He was a taller linebacker, so low man wins.
Yeah,
low man wins.
Brian Urlacher,
I put him
I'd be like, come on, you want me today? Come on. I'm telling Ray, I said, I'm the judge of jury. I'm going to find you guilty today, baby. You can't handle this.
There's a joke in there somewhere.
I caught a pass. He's somewhere in there.
I caught that.
Okay. Too soon. Yeah. I caught the pass out in the flat. You can ask LaDainian. Caught the ball out in the flat. Ray Lewis is coming. I point at him. Like, let's go. He cuts me.
I have seen that clip. I know exactly the one you're talking about.
In the flat, I was like, come on, let's
do it.
Right
side?
Yes.
Yep, I know.
I said, let's go. You can't get along, you might as well get it on. Let's go today. But the guy who gave me fits, Jesse Tuggle.
Oh, yeah.
Jesse Tuggle for Atlanta Falcons back in the day. Jesse was tough.
He could run, too.
He could run. He could hit. So those guys, I had the dome patrol. I had to be great.
Yeah.
Sam Mills, Ricky Jackson, Von Jackson. I went against some boys from New Orleans.
Yeah.
Them boys was them New Orleans. Them brothers come into practice.
Yeah.
City Champ would have a knife at practice. Dudes would bring guns. I came in the league when it was crazy, bro.
Yeah.
So it was like
the rules wasn't the rules.
The rules wasn't the rules. Like, no, I came in there. Dudes like, hey, what, you want some of this? I'm like, nah, bro, we cool. My mom's coming to stay with me in New Orleans. That's how bad it was, bro. So, those guys, they helped me a lot.
Let me ask you, both of you guys, a guy that you lined up and you walked away like, damn, I laid that one out. I probably didn't have to do him like that, but he was in the wrong place, wrong time.
I know one from Low Daddy. It's one of my favorite stories. Jacob Hesser's got to hear this story.
I'd love to hear it.
Blaine Bishop tells it so well. You called Blaine. You were on the Bengals, and you said, man, I see Randall Godfrey come flying through there. Tell him don't do that.
Blaine told you that? Yes.
Yeah. And Randall Godfrey flew up in there.
Took his helmet off, bust his lip.
Randall gets to the sideline. He looks at Blaine. He's like, was that as bad as it looked? Blaine, I told you.
Yeah.
Hey.
Oh, I love this.
I think it was one of the guys was Donald Mitchell. Remember D. Mitch?
D. Mitch, number 30.
Came down on the kickoff. I said, D. Mitch, I'm going to get you.
Yeah.
I knocked him out. And then I knocked him out, and he was wobbly, right? I picked him up, and I walked him to the sideline. Come get him. Gave him this. So,
Come get him.
He was my teammate. No,
you was the hit man and the gentleman.
Exactly, bro. Exactly. And then Chambers. I think I broke Chambers' wrist. Remember we ran against in Cincinnati. I knocked Donald and then D. Mitch out. We ran a counter tray, and Chambers, I hit him.
Yeah.
Dude, and his hands hit the ground trying to catch. I think he popped it. I was mad that game. You know when team get rid of you. You know how they
wow.
Come on. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
no
doubt.
You're looking for him, right, bro? You know how that is.
No doubt about it.
No
doubt. It's always the guys, too, that, like, they talk – and they maybe shouldn't be talking like as much. Like it's always those. And one time I got into it with Bart Scott, and I got him good.
You got me, Scott?
I got into it good because he was just talking and talking and talking. I'm like, I knew we had a play where it's going to be ISO. It's going to be me versus him. You know ISO.
Yeah.
It's like, it's 5 yards for you, 5 yards for me, right?
Yeah.
He was just talking. I was like, man, you ain't even Batman. You're Robin to raise Batman. And that made him really mad. Oh, my God. We had ISO, and he couldn't get low enough. And I got him and just finished on top of him.
Oh, he was trying to fight you.
Oh, he's trying to fight me.
Oh, I already know. I knew that. I know. Oh, you got him like that.
I kept calling him Robin for the rest of the game.
I love you.
I think he probably tried to find me after the game.
I love that. That's my favorite. That's gangster, one. Baby. Yeah.
Those Ravens teams that they had, and I played against them with the Jets too.
No. Yeah.
But those Ravens teams, I don't know how you felt about it. Like Ray Lewis and Bart Scott, Haloti Ngata, Terrell Suggs, they were all great. I wanted to know where Ed Reed was though.
Yeah.
Because Ed Reed was like. He was that guy that, like, my athletic ability wasn't going to keep up with his, and he's quiet.
Right.
You couldn't talk trash to him. He wouldn't say nothing back.
Right.
And so, like, for me, those Ravens defenses, I wasn't worried about anybody, but I wanted to know where Ed Reed was.
Eddie Reed, because you know he's a ball hawk.
Yeah.
He would find that.
If he was pigeon-toed lined up on the edge, you in trouble.
Trouble.
So that's a great point. So we talk about linebackers and fullbacks being up. Who are some of the best safeties? You just said Ed Reed.
I'll tell you what, the guy that I was like, unfortunately, passed, Sean Taylor.
Oh, I can't even imagine.
Is he the best ever?
Sean Taylor would hit you. I mean, I was like, I'd have to be like, all right, Lo, you better bring it. He'd catch you off guard.
Like 220, huh?
220 and come downhill.
Yeah.
Donovan Darris would come down here.
Yeah. Did you ever get Bob Sanders?
Got Bob.
Bob had no regard for his body.
Yeah.
Zero regard.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm giving you everything I got. He's like a little muscle hand.
He was supposed to be too short.
Yeah.
Right?
I get low. I'm taller than you. You're taller than me, though.
5'10".
Oh, we're the same. Exactly.
Yeah.
I get low, but I got Bobby.
Did you?
I'd get Bob. I'd get Bob. But I tell you, Johnny was tough, too. You missed John Lynch.
Yeah.
Did you get Johnny?
I did. He retired the year that I got into the league. He went to training camp, remember, like the Patriots or somebody, then he retired.
Yes.
But I got, I'm trying to think, Palomalo.
Yeah, Troy.
Troy was
slippery.
Yeah, it was slippery. He would never take you on, so it pissed you off.
Right.
Like, you
make a pal. Yeah, you couldn't get him. He was a smart player.
Yeah. I always hated those guys. I'm like, man,
Me
come
too.
on, man. I'm trying to hit. I'm trying to do all that. He's trying to chase you.
Yes. Oh, I hated those guys.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, get skinny on you. Like, come on, stand in there.
I know. I started talking trash to him. They make the play in the backfield. I'm like, yeah, but you ain't no real man, though, because you're 2 Although Troy was a grown man.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, man, this was so much fun. Thank you guys for doing this. 2 fullbacks on one show at one time. That's
coming
amazing.
back, baby.
Yeah,
right.
sure, we got to do it again. You got some shows. What are you doing?
Oh, I got more shows than I got toes, man. I got them all.
You do a podcast at home? What do you got going?
I Sirius XM. I got my own show. You
let's
coming
do
on.
it. Let's do some pullback stuff, baby. We'll do it.
No
Let's
doubt
make it
about it.
happen.
Please, you guys let us know when you have one on so that we can listen, because this has been fabulous.
Thank you, guys.
All right, appreciate you guys. Stay until live from Radio Row. Thanks to Circus Sports and Durastar. We'll wrap up the show right after this. Stick around.
United Structural Systems is a foundation repair and waterproofing company that has served the Middle Tennessee area since 1994. USSTN.com is how you get in touch with these guys. And they ask the question, what comes to mind when you think of home? Maybe it's meals around the kitchen table, movie nights on the couch. Home is where life happens, and at the center of it all is your home's foundation. At USS, they understand how important that foundation is to your life and how much trust it takes when you need help protecting it. Now, January is a wet month. We've all experienced that, end of February, so when water starts showing up where it doesn't belong in your basement or your crawl space, it can quickly become a serious problem. And figuring out where the water is coming from, that can be a nightmare. It can be from poor drainage, small cracks in your foundation walls, or even a hidden plumbing leak. But the USS team of experts will find out why your basement or crawl space is wet and then create a customized plan to fix it the right way and with a lifetime warranty. At United Structural Systems, they're more than a team of problem solvers. They're your neighbors. Visit USSTN.com to learn more. Call 615-488-7855. At USS, we're more than waterproofing. We're committed. We're trustworthy. We are USS. USSTN.com.
Welcome back in to 3HL right here on 104.5 The Zone, day 2 of Radio Roll. Rocking and rolling, good people. You made it all the way through to the last segment, and you made it with us, and I know you've been entertained.
You know what's funny? If you haven't
listening.
If you haven't what?
You ain't listening.
Yeah, that's true.
Simple
You know what's funny about Jacob Hester and Lorenzo Neal getting a big reaction in the social media world.
Oh, so good.
Jumping on 3HL, 2 fullbacks at once. That's amazing because there aren't that many of them.
Who'd you get?
Who'd you get? Bob Sanders, Troy Polamalu, Ed Reed.
The people they would name.
Bart Scott.
Them talking about Ed Reed and Sean Taylor, I mean, absolutely phenomenal. But what's funny is the first name that Jacob Hester mentioned was Patrick Willis, who is from Brewston, Tennessee, and went to Ole Miss, and he's on the show tomorrow.
Yes, so we have to bring that up to him. Have to bring that up. That's
one
awesome.
thing, they remember it.
Yeah.
Them guys remember. As much football is played, they remember those moments like that.
And Patrick Willis, a lot of people don't remember because he didn't play that long. He's one of these guys that left on top. And he went into the tech world out here in California. And so we'll talk to them about that. But I just thought that was interesting. Out of all of the linebackers that Jacob Hester played against, that was the guy he said was toughest.
Who we're going to have on tomorrow.
Yeah. Very, very cool. Real quick, bingo card from yesterday we didn't get to.
Oh.
These are things that we didn't anticipate happening on 3HL and ended on the post-show bingo card. Bevo going to put a hole in your ass, Slay, and Smokey's ass too.
Yeah, that's
that might be my favorite bingo card comment from BJ.
Brian
Jones.
That is. I would say Brian Thomas.
You guys are making me laugh. You are the best interview that I've done.
That would be a Harvard doctor graduate who is now finding a freaking pill that's going to help CTE.
Yes. That's the greatest compliment we've ever had.
Among other things.
A Harvard doc, medical research doc.
I want to be in Tennessee the rest of my career. I want to retire a Titan.
Big
Jeffrey Simmons, who said that the previous offseason, but had kind of a, y'all got to show me.
Less conviction.
Yeah. So Robert Saleh, a bunch of ex-head coaches on this staff. He really wants Ruben Bain at 4. He didn't hesitate when you asked about you need first-round help next to you, and he said Ruben Bain Jr.
Which, by the way, a lot of people that we have talked about, we've brought that up with the short arms and whatever. None of the so-called experts that we're talking to are concerned about that.
And one guy we're going to have on tomorrow we were talking with off air said he's not even sure that that's true.
Yes.
Because the way that it was measured in the offseason, he did some research, and it's not necessarily
there's some question marks about
the
accuracy of it anyway.
Yep. Who the hell is Calvin Ridley? Mike Mayock.
Oh.
I forgot that he
I did too.
Said that.
But that's a great question. Like, what is he right now?
So with
the injury problems and the advanced. Love Calvin, great dude, awesome. Has had so much production in the NFL. But what is he right now?
Are we that far removed from seeing what a 1 looks like?
I mean, it was 2 years ago that he had 1,000 yards. It's not like it's been that long ago.
Babs, it was 3. It was 3 that we had A.J. Brown. Are we that removed from knowing what a 1 looks like, though?
No, it hasn't just been 3.
4?
I think it's 4.
4 now.
Holy.
But that's still not like we know
3
you're right.
going into 4.
We've seen what a 1 looks like.
It's 3 going into 4.
For us to think.
No, it's been that long.
That's tough.
Here's the last one from yesterday. He looks like the CEO of Earth.
Who said that?
That was they were talking about.
Who were we talking
Terrell
about?
Davis. Somebody said
no.
Terrell Davis.
Frank Caliendo
was talking about who?
Cam Newton.
That's right.
Because he walked by.
Oh.
And he said he looked
Terrell Davis this whole time.
He looked like the CEO of Earth. All right, shout out this from today. Shout out to Jack Daniels.
I said that.
Way to go, Babsy. Tennessee love.
Sure did.
Tennessee love.
Your cushion is romping everywhere. It's out of control.
That's me on Pan.
Yep.
Pan's little cushion. No, not little cushion. Big cushion.
What is it? His butt cushion?
Yeah. Man, you got them extra pads back there.
Don't define me. I still hold my pen to my book. That's actually going to happen tomorrow.
Yeah. That's
so I should not have written that down.
That's okay.
That's Joe Milton. Joe Milton and Hendon Hooker will be on the show together tomorrow, just like Jacob Hester and Low Daddy.
I'm crazy.
Traylon Burks is not in this game.
No, he's not.
Great
That
Cosell.
was Cosell. And looked at me when he said it.
Dude, he straight clowned you, and it was hilarious.
Who's going to be the dominant receiver or something like that? Well, Traylon Burks is not.
Yeah,
in this
sorry, Slade. Traylon Burks is not in this game.
Yeah,
I've got
may
more,
not be one.
I've got more shows than I have toes.
Hester.
Jacob Hester just said that. Hey, we appreciate you guys joining us, and we certainly appreciate you including us in your lives and in your days. We do not take that for granted, nor do we take that lightly. We're all in this together. 3HL is organized chaos, no question. Have a great night. Good night. God bless.
See ya.
Wouldn't want to be you unless you was stuck right here on Radio Row when all the lights go out.
Thanks to Durostar.
And Circus Sports.
And Spring Hill Heating and Cooling.
There you go.